Is it just me, or do you rack your brain trying to figure out ways to be the hero with your girl? It's the Lee Michaels red box for my wife. I know I get the wow factor with Lee Michaels diamonds because of that special sparkle and brilliance that lets everyone know where it came from. Lee Michaels. They only sell beautiful diamonds, and that red box makes it that much more special. So next time you're trying to impress the lady in your life, trust me, you're going to win with Lee Michaels. LMFJ.com.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Give your dad what he really wants for Father's Day. Scenic views and a deal too good to pass up. Head to Twin Peaks for Father's Day and get a cheeseburger and fries plus a 22-ounce Peak Signature Tap or a soda and tea for absolute steal of a deal. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance a home? At GMFS Mortgage, we make it easy because we're local. Our underwriting and processing happens right here in the Baton Rouge office. That means faster approvals, smoother closing, and real people who understand your needs. For over 26 years, we've helped our neighbors in Louisiana achieve the dream of home ownership. Visit GMFSmortgage.com to get started today. We are GMFS Mortgage, your local lender.
GMFS.
NMLS number 64997 is an equal housing lender. Mortgages originated at 7389 Florida Boulevard, Suite 200A, Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70806.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, June 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88. In hour one of today's show, we kick off a new era of OTB as it is Matt Flynn's first official show as a member of Off the Bench. We'll also break down the LSU Baseball Regional and Jimbo Fisher Hawks on the show at 7:30. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Damn, that sounded good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You were here in time for the yo.
For the what?
For the yo.
For the yo. Oh, Andre, that's legit right there.
I really like it.
Makes me want to talk some sports.
Yeah.
I bet it does. We've got the whole gang here for the first time. Matthew Clayton Flynn, Alondra Blank Space Villarreal. We've got Taylor Mailman Malone Sharp. Would you have guessed Malone for Taylor?
I would not have guessed Malone.
Me neither.
I don't think, not even my top 300 guesses.
Nah, me neither. Me neither. I would have thought something more.
George?
Yes.
Like super white porridge.
Yes. Tim? Timothy.
Tim?
Yeah.
Taylor
These
Timothy.
are fair.
Yeah.
These are fair
Yeah.
guesses.
These are very
These are
fair
fair.
guesses.
Yeah, Alondra didn't have a middle name. We've covered that either. Blank
All right,
space.
McLovin.
I mean, blank space actually sounds pretty good there.
I like to think more Madonna.
Oh, Lordy.
Just one name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with McLovin though. Now that I've heard
That's
that. So we do have a very big show planned. It is our first official show together. Although, Matt and I have done a lot of radio together. Matt's done some radio here. I don't want to say a lot because there's a lot of Wednesdays we didn't know where he was. He's here today. It is, as Tay said, a new era here for OTB. We are fired up, and look, we will get to the baseball game. We'll get to the game tonight, but I do want to lay out the show here kind of before we get rolling. We're going to have Jimbo Fisher, our former offensive coordinator, of course, head coach at Florida State, Texas A&M. He's going to join us at 7:30.
Dude, I cannot wait to talk to Jimbo.
When's the last time you talked to Jimbo?
It's been years.
Oh, really?
So it was like when he was still at Florida State, I remember it was post-playing, I believe, and he was like, yeah, we need to get you down here and talk some empty protections, blah, blah, blah. I never spoke to him after he went to A&M.
Oh, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited about that. See, I have caught up with Coach a bunch. He hosts with us on Tuesdays over on Off Campus throughout the entire football season. And then when he was at A&M, I had a chance to cover games, and I'd sit there and I'd talk with him, and he'd tell bad stories. He'd tell bad stories about me. I'd tell him how he made up 6 different cuss words and put them together, and he was usually talking to you or Jamarcus, and so. I'm excited about that. We gave him 7:30 because if you've ever listened to Jimbo talk, there's no way in the world we could do close to an end of an hour or a hard break. So he's at 7:30. We'll try to get out by 7:49 to make sure we hit all of our marks. We got AJ Hawk joining us at 8 o'clock. Let's give Flynn a round of applause. He did his job for the first time.
Contribution.
Because we did Hanging with Hester for, it was years. I don't know. I really don't remember how long that show was. But we did it for a long time, and he brought one guest.
No,
you brought Evan Moore.
I brought Evan Moore.
You brought one guest. He's a great
good
guy.
Guest.
Yeah, talk to him all the time on other shows. You brought one guest in 2 years. At least 2 years we did that. Mm-hmm. So you're doing better. AJ Hawk
I'm officially a media guy now, so.
You are
it took me 7 years to admit it.
You are.
Do I get credentials at games now?
Yes.
Can I get in the press box?
Yes.
Say I'm writing a column?
You can get all you can not one swinging soul in that press box is going to believe that. Well, actually, I take that back because they've I've written things, and if I can do it, I think we both can do it.
You've written things?
I have. A couple, 2, maybe 3.
Like for what?
For our website.
Are you serious?
Wait.
You're an author?
What's our website?
You're a published author?
Hold on. What's our website? Do you know? We're pushing everything
1045 ESPN.
Oh, he doesn't know it.
Or
he doesn't know that we have one.
HTTPS.
That is a website.
Sports.
That's not the one he's.
So we have a website, LouisianaSports.net.
Oh yeah, I know.
You see the truck out there when you park today?
Is that new?
It is new. It's nice.
It's
so that is our website, and we cover Saints and LSU and
that website's ours.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you're gonna write an article
for us.
for the website.
I'm gonna write a column.
You keep going back.
A whole column.
A whole column.
All right. We've got Baseball Hall of Famer Chipper Jones joining us at 9 a.m. And then, of course, it is Monday, so we've got Devin Snow, Hold the Mayo, joining us at 9:15. No, this is not a Dak Prescott jersey. This is a Jonathan Moxon jersey. Do you think Dak Prescott won state championships in 1987 and 89? Well, Moxon didn't either, but Bud Kilmer did.
Bud Kilmer sure as heck did.
So this was, look, I saved this for today because if there's one thing that Flynn and I share together, it is our love for Varsity Blues. Although, I'm probably going to take it off at some point because Flynn brought us nice new hoodies.
Check this out. Oh, yeah. This is limited edition, limited print, short print.
Very short.
Short print because Jacob changed the logo after it.
But that logo looks great.
This will be in the OTB exhibit.
There's nothing that says we can't use that logo as well.
Yeah.
Look at that. Check it out. Everybody's got one.
I think as we've learned here over the last couple of weeks, kind of doing whatever we want.
Pretty much.
In a good way, respectfully.
With all due respect.
Yeah, with all due.
Uh-huh.
But we're still doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we all got these hoodies now, so
I know,
we
I'm
need to
so
pick
excited.
a day where we all wear them together, like a uniform.
Okay. Are we going to roll into media day all wearing the same hoodie?
There's no doubt about it.
I actually, I might have something on the way too.
I can't wait.
Maybe.
What is it?
I don't.
Tell me.
It's a surprise.
All right. Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say how fired up I am to be here right now?
You also,
We would love for you to say
like,
something.
look.
That'd be
Is
great.
that why y'all gave me this
actually.
mic?
Yeah.
I got to talk?
You don't. Hey,
Look.
You don't have to ask.
Can I tell you something? Like 3
Raising
hours.
his hand in the meeting.
So funny.
Well, like I was taught that when somebody's speaking, you don't interrupt them.
Real quick. We're in a sales meeting for the sales team to get to know Flynn.
Sure.
And look, and for all of us too, like, all of us to get back in front of each other. And we got a new show and we're excited about it, going to sell it out and do the whole deal. I forget who was talking, and then Matt has a question. As a 40-year-old man, soon to be 40-year-old man, he raises his hand to get called on.
It was more of like,
put it down.
hey, bro, I'm up.
No, it was full hand.
It was
So
full
it was,
hand.
it was classroom, desk, full hand up.
So are
Okay.
you trying to tell all the children out there when you become adults, you can just be rude and interrupt people?
It was an open forum kind of meeting, like where everybody was.
some of
You
it
didn't
was
have to
speaking.
go full,
He-
like maybe like a little finger, like
it was kind of like this. Say, bub.
Hey,
Hey,
now.
boy.
Hey.
and
Hey, holler.
Yep. It wasn't.
and then
Zip
he's talking
it.
about
My
the
turn.
Nuss bus, and he's like, all aboard, toot toot.
Toot, toot.
I'm like, I don't think buses toot.
All right, sorry. What'd you want to say? You're fired to be
Oh
here.
yeah.
Hold on. Buses,
They have horns.
they have horns.
I don't think it's a toot.
Well, I mean,
It's more like a honk, I think.
The wheels.
I wasn't
on the
going to go
bus.
honk, honk.
That would have been amazing if you
The
did.
horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep.
Well,
is
yeah,
what
I'm
it
trying
is.
to think
Beep, beep,
Harlow's
beep,
song.
toot, toot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a soon to be 2-year-old. I know all about the wheels on the bus and the horn as well.
Toot, toot.
What'd you
All
want
right,
to
hey,
say?
look. So I'm fired up to be here.
Yes.
I was honestly didn't know this place opened before like 8 o'clock. So I was shocked. So like I came to the front door and I tried to use my key and it wouldn't let me in. I had to go to the side door to let me in.
Oh yeah, the front door.
That
doesn't
doesn't
open.
open.
So I was like,
until-
well, this sucks.
That
Like,
doesn't open until 8.
Because me being a good boy, first day I got here at like 6:20, 6:30.
Oh wow,
showed
good
up
for you.
early.
Yeah.
So I could come in here, put my stuff down, prep, get ready.
Yeah.
Taylor was the only one here when I got here. So shout out to you. But we
I
were
was
talking about writing
downstairs.
something. So
I was not.
when you kick off something, we're kicking off a new show here.
Right.
When
Okay.
you like to have a toast.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So I wrote something.
Okay.
I wrote a toast.
Wait, I love this.
Okay.
I need
Okay.
some little
I can't
background
wait.
music. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
You want a little background?
What kind of background music do you want though?
I don't know, like
What's the vibe? I mean, I didn't write it.
I was just
You
gonna
wrote
do
the column.
I mean, it's real short and sweet.
toasting music.
Toasting music.
There's no such thing.
It's okay. We'll just Taylor, if you could just hum a song in the background,
Yeah.
that'd be
You
great.
have a hymnal going,
All right.
please.
Highway to Hell.
Never mind on the hymnal.
So,
All right, so everyone in the studio here,
There we go.
if you're in your car, at home, super early to work and at your office,
Yep.
just raise a glass,
Raise a coffee cup.
raise a coffee cup, raise a Mai High.
Raise it
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. Yeah.
If you don't have something, just raise your hand up and be respectful of the toast. Okay?
yeah.
All right. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Here's to you. Here's to me. I'm so dang fired up for the new OTB. All right. First, Jordy and T-Bob,
Right.
and then T and Hester.
Right.
But it's our turn now. So let's freaking fluster.
Hey!
Cheers, guys! Let's go.
Let's go.
Toast around the
That was
road.
actually,
I love
That was
it.
actually really good.
Absolutely.
Nailed it. I'm a poet.
You're
I like it.
Very hangover
done.
vibes.
Well done.
What
Well
kind of
done.
vibes?
Hangover vibes. When he's
Yes.
like, there's one. I was one in the wolf pack, and now there's two.
Well,
you'll-
after you said, like, you paused and you were like, all right. I'm like, is that it? I was like, one line. And then you kept going. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, as
That was
y'all,
it. That was
as y'all
lame.
know, Flynn is going to be closer to that movie than you think, and you will learn that over time.
What are you talking about?
The Hangover
I'm a father
and
Yeah.
a businessman.
and a businessman
I mean,
Now
they were
radio
fathers
host.
too.
and a media column writer.
I can't wait. If you've
Did you see that poem I just wrote?
I did. If you're listening and you work for LouisianaSports.net, and which there is many, Flynn has put his services up to write a column.
I could even write poems.
I think on your first column, you should write, because if there's one thing that you know more than anything in sports, it's not LSU. It is not the Green Bay Packers. It is the 1995 Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers. God, what a
you know
squad.
more about them than you do teams you've played on, and I mean that sincerely.
What a squad that was.
It's the only sports nugget that you know. Like, I mean, before you came in.
Look, so I don't know a lot about like names, stats, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you mindsets. I can tell you what the players should be feeling, doing, blah, blah, blah. I can talk the heck out of some pass protections. But now that I'm a media guy, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do it.
No, but I like the fact
I'll never
that
get to the point.
You've got this space in your brain for like Juan Gonzalez and
like,
Rodriguez.
So
and
me and my dad used to
Mickey
watch
Tindleton.
every single Texas Ranger game growing up, just like you with the
Braves.
With the Braves, TBS.
Yep.
We need to ask Chipper. Does he really does he know like what kind of boost TBS gave his his career?
It's actually a good question.
Like legit.
Yeah.
Because it was
sure.
he was the only person played probably coast to coast, right? The only team.
Oh, I mean, it was them and the Cubs.
Cubs was
WGN.
Okay, all right.
You know, they'd be on WGN. But what the Superstation did for the Braves, no, it's a good point.
We'll ask him.
I mean, all of those Braves during that time period were probably a little bit more famous because
a little bit. They had like a ton.
Yeah. And the entire Southeast was
that was a heyday
with Brave fans.
Rangers would have waxed them though.
Yeah.
Waxed them.
Yeah, the Rangers.
What did you say the other day? I said, like, how'd they not win multiple World Series?
Yeah, and I said they were actually built for slow pitch softball championships and not actual baseball championships with the guys that they had.
That's fair.
Now, if they put a bench press out there and said do 225 as many times as you can, that Ranger squad, nobody's even competing.
Skills competition, they would have dominated.
Yeah, real baseball games though, not great.
Not bad.
They're also
Not
pretty
bad.
close
Not
to.
great.
They're also pretty close to Dallas, so they're kind of built to disappoint.
Oh,
if we're being honest,
that's a fair point.
I mean,
legit. But I feel like they always lost first round to the Yankees every year.
Yep, and had the pitching.
Kenny Rogers, perfect game, baby. I had a buddy who was at that game. Anyway, no one cares that's listening.
Yeah, they do. We're going to talk
Texas
a lot
Rangers,
about
1995.
Yeah, there might be somebody.
Probably.
Maybe somebody.
I bet George W.'s listening.
Exactly.
That'd be.
Should
Should we get him on?
So happy.
he's listening for sure.
Hey, have you
why not?
met him?
Yeah, I met him.
I met him.
No big deal. Got
He's
his
probably
number,
listening
got those
right
digits.
now. You did not get his digits.
Do you think he is probably listening? So congrats, listeners out there. You're listening with probably multiple former presidents.
Multiple. And on that note, all right, so obviously we're very excited. It is a brand new show. It's no longer Flynn for once every other week to be here for an hour, or back in the Hanging with Hester days where you did show up every week.
Every day.
For a couple of hours. It is every single day for 3 hours. I hope I didn't intimidate you too much right there. So we're excited. We wanted to celebrate. Great job. Flynn brought in gifts, had a poem, was ready to go. We are ready to go when we come back. We'll break down what happened over the weekend. LSU baseball, as we know, they have to play again today. And we'll break it all down when we get back here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to gotommies.com. That is GEAUX Tommies.com. That is the one-stop shop for all your windows, doors, and siding. So when you go to the website, gotommies.com, you will see on the banner there testimonials. You can see gallery that they've done in the greater Baton Rouge area. But when you go back to testimonials, it is your neighbor and their experience with Tommy and the team. So go over there today. Check out that. Check out the gallery of work, though, right? I mentioned that because you're going to be able to see what they can do for you. You're going to be able to see what they've already done in the community. And look, I mean, they just won another award here in the Advocate, right? Best of 225. They are the literal GOATs, right? They've won the Angie Service Award year after year after year after year. That's just what they do. Go to the website. What's that website there, Matthew Clayton Flynn?
That website is gotommies.com, GEAUX Tommies.com. Visit them today.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Legend-ish? In our own mind?
Legends.
Are you saying legend like you're the only one up here?
Let the record state I didn't write these. Let the record state that I did not write any of these rejoins.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
It's all right. Great song.
It's a great song.
So, like, what's the, how do you pick your bumper music?
Just whatever I'm feeling.
Just
yeah,
vibes.
just vibes.
No themes.
No, R&B Thursdays.
Yeah, we do R&B Thursdays.
Okay.
But, like, it's the vibe that I feel, but then, like, I keep it on that.
That vibe.
That
Keep
vibe.
on that vibe.
Yeah.
She's not going to go, like, Usher to
the-
Rage Against the
yeah.
Machine to
B-52s.
OAR like you like.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, it's okay. That wasn't a shot. I'm saying.
Yep.
It's going to be a common theme now for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, OAR is just, pleasant music to
They're
listen to.
they're good.
I mean,
No,
it's not like a
that's one of the ones that, like, in college, I remember you getting out the CD booklet and flipping and flipping and finding like a burnt OAR CD.
Oh, yeah. Not like obviously not a bot CD.
No.
That thing was ripped.
So are we going to rate his, he only had like 15 seconds or 10
I mean,
seconds.
I got maybe like 5,
So
6
on the
seconds,
next
maybe.
one, I'm going ahead and let you know. Let's get Gordon.
Okay.
So get your mind right, because I'm
Oh,
giving
I
you
know.
longer. Like, I gave you 7 seconds there. Now we're going to go at least 12.
Let's keep it under 10.
Let's go at least 12. Give me 12 seconds.
12 seconds. All right.
All right.
We need to get a clock.
We have
On
a
the clock.
giant one right there, and Alondra does a great job.
I mean, Kid Gordon's so amazing. We don't even need it. Like,
You just want to blow
speaks for
past
himself.
it?
No,
Oh,
I'm just saying. It just speaks for itself.
No,
Don't
you
even
have
do
to
the
do
read.
that. You have to do that. Just like we got to talk about LSU baseball.
Let's go.
Last night they dropped the game 10-4
that.
to Little Rock. Now,
Yeah.
as we know, on Friday they get the victory over Little Rock 7-0. On Saturday, a great game. They take care of DBU 12-0. And so last night you're feeling good. I was in the number. The box was great. The box was ready. Like they wanted a big hit, a big moment, and you could just feel it. And it was one of those times that when you go there, you're just waiting for the top to just blow off of that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, as we all know, LSU just never gave them that. They had the bases loaded a couple of times, didn't do anything with it. And so you fall to Little Rock 10-4 last night. And it was a late game. I mean, I looked up, it was like in the fifth inning, top of the fifth, and it was like 10:45.
Yeah.
And we had all the kids out there, and I knew that I had work pretty soon. I was like, look, we got to get out of here.
The bottom of the third inning was forever.
Forever.
Like I left the stadium during the bottom of the third inning,
Yeah.
got home, took a shower, and it was still the bottom
Yeah.
of the third inning when I got in bed.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
A lot
didn't make it
of mound visits, a lot of walks.
Yeah.
11
Lot of walks.
to be exact for the LSU Tigers. And Alondra, how many times have we sat here over the last couple of months? And the one thing, now I know the offense can go quiet some, but the one thing that we talked about you couldn't do, you got to fix, you can't have it, was the free passes by the pitching staff. And obviously the first two games, you hold them scoreless. You've done great. But that is the one thing. And look, LSU's playing for their lives today or tonight. It's going to be another late game, 8 p.m. Central Time, first pitch.
Yeah.
That's the thing that can keep them out of a super regional.
And honestly, I was telling y'all this before the game started. I feel like in that bottom of the third inning, Jay kind of saw the writing on the wall, and that's why we didn't see Cowan or Evans out there yesterday, and we're probably going to see them today. Maybe Evans gets to start. I don't know. But, I mean, you can't give up 11 walks. And that's just, I think it was a season high that LSU has given up 11 walks.
Now, this isn't, I'm not, the umpires, you lost 10-4, okay? You lost the game. The zone was never identified by the home plate umpire of what it was going to be.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that
At
at
all.
all. No.
I mean, so that's all you have to do. Even if it's a big zone or a bad zone, you just got to tell me what the zone is.
Right.
I watched a lot. I had baseball on all weekend, different games throughout the country. I felt like most of the games I was watching, the strike zone was super, super tight. I don't know if it's been like that all season. Because I'm not going to sit here in this chair and pretend like I've been the biggest baseball guy, right? But we're watching.
Yeah.
But I do know the mindset of athletes, and I do know from a thrower's perspective, what can really happen when stuff isn't going your way. And sometimes things snowball. Like when you're a quarterback and you're out there throwing, sometimes the wide open guy is the hardest person to hit because it's a throw you're supposed to make.
Right. Yeah.
And you start to aim it. Sometimes when you throw a bunch of incomplete passes or intercept, your confidence goes down and you try to guide the ball, you try to push it, you try to make things happen instead of just reacting, competing, and letting the body and your practice take over. It's the same thing on any type of thrower, kicker, swinger.
Yeah.
So you're pitching and things aren't going your way, you have to have some sort of reset.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're just chasing out there, right? So you get a couple walks, even if it wasn't you, even if you're in the bullpen and you know that your guys in front of you have 8 walks so far.
Yeah.
It's all right, I'm going to the mound, do not walk.
Yeah.
Do not walk. You never want to have that mindset, right? It's like going as a quarterback going and saying, do not throw an interception. That is a terrible way to play sports. And that mindset translates to any sport, really. So hit reset.
Yeah.
You got, for some reason, they're playing at 8 p.m. tonight.
TV.
So what are we doing?
Brutal, man.
So you got hours. So get your mind right. Get the confidence up. Do something. This is where the mindset of a championship caliber team is supposed to make the difference between a mediocre team.
Yeah.
So obviously we're not mediocre, but look, this is where you got to reset. You got to come out and be confident.
Yeah, and you can't allow, I saw it in gosh, every anybody that covers college baseball, on Instagram, shocking college baseball. You're not going to believe what happens. What? And that, like, I'd get in the comments and be like, this is like a 16 beating a 1. I'm like, no, it's not. It's baseball.
Nah, bud.
It's baseball.
Also,
and I mean,
the number one team in the country.
Oh, they're already gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The
Number two's gone.
Texas gone from
Four
UTSA. Like,
4 seeds won on opening day.
Yeah.
So it's baseball. And the thing about baseball is you got a chance to come right back. Right? It's not like football. It's not like, man, damn it, I got to wait till next Sunday. Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah, let's go.
You get the opportunity right now. And I think having Evans and Cowan and Ware, you're not going to find, like, there's a lot of teams playing today, right, to go to a super regional. You're not going to find many that have those 3 arms available for them today.
Yeah.
Right. Certainly the 2 in Evans and Cowan. All right.
And Little Rock has played a lot of games.
Yeah, no, for
this
sure. And look,
weekend,
they won.
This will be 5.
Yeah, they
Game
won
5.
that game. Yes.
They've scored 40 runs in the last 3 days.
Right, that was crazy.
I mean,
22-10 over Rhode Island. That was crazy.
You're going to have the pitching advantage. My bigger concern was the 4th and 5th starters for this team held you to 4 runs yesterday.
That's not that surprising
to me
because the speeds and that's we've seen that so many times. Now you got to adjust to it because it's going to be the same today.
Against Dallas Baptist, unfortunately, has been the outlier for this team, not the 4 runs against Little Rock. But I was looking at the box score a little bit last night before the game, and then this morning, obviously after the game finished. Stephen Milam is 6 for 8 with 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored in this regional.
Yeah.
Like, that's a guy that we had talked about, like, oh, you're going to get it from Curiel. You're hopefully going to get it from Dickinson.
He
Who
came
can
back
step
online
up?
too.
Stephen Milam. Like, Stephen Milam, 6 for 8, 4 RBIs.
Yeah.
In this regional so far. That's a guy you have to have. Like, I get it. Your pitching wasn't great last night. The hitting wasn't great, but, like, Milam's been a bright spot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, we're going to continue talking baseball. If we don't have a guest, it's going to probably be LSU baseball today. We're going to break down
I'll
what's
give you the key
tonight.
to victory.
That's
later. That's a tease.
I was about to say it's a tease.
We're teasing that.
Yeah, you saved
There's
that.
one pretty simple key to victory.
All right, and we'll get to that later. But when we come back, we're going to be joined by our former coach, Jimbo Fisher.
Let's go.
Right here on the new OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Getgordon.com is the website for Gordon McKernan injury attorneys. When you go to that website, remember, I always tell you in the bottom right corner of the site, it's going to have a chat agent. It's going to pull right up. Any question that you might have, you can ask it right there on the homepage. Speaking of the homepage, if you want to see cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, past client results of already handled cases and the clients and how happy, obviously, they were with the G team over there, you can find all that on the homepage. Now, if you want to see what they're doing in the community, throughout your local community in the state of Louisiana, at Get Gordon is always going to be the handle. See what they're doing. They're always doing something from Shreveport to Lafayette to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, you name it. They are doing it. GetGordon.com.
At Gordon Injury Attorneys, man, they are proven winners and work with good people. I know multiple attorneys with them. Good people here in Baton Rouge helping everybody. GetGordon.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Oh, I think our next guest would say we've been yapping for a long time. Very excited to welcome on to the show our former coach, Jimbo Fisher. Coach, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Can you believe that I got Matthew Clayton Flynn up before 7 a.m.?
It's unbelievable. That's what I said. I was worried. You said you had that early show. I said, is he going to show up halfway through, or what's the deal?
I was an extremely accomplished sleeper in college. I think there was one time I slept about 15 straight hours. Jack Marucci couldn't even track it.
I remember. It's funny. I remember that. He used to say you should sleep all the time. That's what I did that to Hester. He was laughing at me.
Never in meetings, though.
No. When it was time to go, now there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Coach, we were talking last week with Flynn before he started. I think I got to ask you the question: how did you recruit an honorable mention all-district quarterback in a district that only had 4 teams, and the guy was honorable mention?
I'm gonna tell you one of the funniest stories you're ever going to hear. This is honest to God's truth. We go, and this is how, because Matt's one of the most accomplished. I mean, a guy that what he did in high school really impressed me, because if I'm not right, Matt, but your junior year, you split time with another guy.
I did until
am I right? Y'all were back
or
and
third
forth.
game. Yeah, we split
Till halfway through your junior year.
Yeah.
Till halfway through your junior year. After about 6 games, he made the decision. The kid was a great athlete, because you had a bunch of schools come to you and say, hey, transfer here. You don't have to put up with it. And you got mad, quit all your other sports, said, nope, I'm going to be the starting quarterback, and went and won the job. So he'd only played a little bit. So we searched. And so I'm watching all this film, and they put this film in front of me. I remember I got the film and I watched, and I said, I really liked it. And they said, well, Jimbo, this guy ain't hardly ever played. He only started 6 games. We need to slow down. And I said, well, that's at the time when those combines, the coaches could go to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a combine at A&M. And Derek Dooley had that part of Houston and down there. And there was a combine at A&M. And so Matt was going to be at that Nike combine. I think it was Nike. I believe it was Nike.
Yep, Nike camp. Yep.
Am I right, Matt?
Yep, that's right.
All right. So we get back, and I said, this guy's under the radar, Derek, but go white. He runs well. He's athletic. The way they don't throw it a lot, because your coach, I remember, he was from Louisiana.
He's a Tulane offensive lineman.
Yep, and that's what he wanted to do, run the football.
That's
and
right.
y'all ended up having a great team, because y'all flipped it around and won a couple of state championships after that. But anyway, so I said, just go look at this guy. This is a guy that may sneak under the radar, that just we could get in on. I mean, we were on everybody in the country, but I said, I like this guy as well as anybody.
Yeah.
So Derek's a young coach. Derek goes to the combine. And Derek used to come up with some of the craziest reasons to like a guy or not like a guy. And so he comes back and he said, he's not overly tall. He was about 6'1" at that time. Am I right, Matt? Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so he said he's not really, but he said he moved pretty well. But he said this and this now. He said, Jim, I just didn't like him. He said he had fat ankles. He said he had fat ankles. We always used to, most of your athletes have skinny ankles. You know what I mean? He said he had fat ankles, and he was okay, but just and I said, this kind of downplayed him. And I said, dang, that's not what, I said, of course I said, okay, Derek, you were there. You saw him in person. So this was probably around February or March.
Uh-huh.
And I said, that just doesn't sound. I mean, I didn't match up. Later on, I was, I get so thorough on things. I'll check, recheck, rewatch film, and go watch. I'll watch a player 10 times because sometimes you're in the wrong mood. You get a different impression of a guy. You know what I mean? Or if you had something on your mind, you'll watch a guy. Sometimes you evaluate. So I try to do it multiple times to be very thorough. So I go back and I watch the film, and I said, what Derek said don't match up with this film. I said, I love this guy. I said, there's something about this guy. So, of course, then you couldn't get Nick. If you went when you went with him, if you didn't have your I's dotted and T's crossed when you took him recruiting, okay? He went in. He was only going in for the kill. You know what I mean? Back then. He was going in to see the school, bang, 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 bang. So I got to find a way to get him to go by this school without knowing that it's somebody we don't like. If I bring it up in the meeting, Derek's going to say, Jimbo, I saw that guy and he had fat ankles. We'll have that conversation. Okay. So I can't remember how we did it, but there was another guy in that area that was getting recruited. And I said, we're out there. And I think Kurt Dahl was with us at the time too, because he had the area.
Yeah.
That's who had area guys and then position guys. So I said, so somehow I said, Kurt, we got to go by this school. So we go by Tyler, not John Tyler, because John Tyler at that time was at school.
Right.
That was Earl Campbell went to school, and then Aaron Ross and all those guys. Am I not right?
That's right. Yep.
And your district was the #1 district in the state of Texas. You had Lufkin, John Tyler, y'all, and I can't who else would have been in that.
Longview. Yep.
Longview. I mean, whoever won the state championship all come out of that deal. Y'all had won like 2, and y'all were the lesser school. Am I not right?
Yeah, leading up to that time. Yeah, we sure were.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. And so we go by and we went in and talked to the coach, and Nick's looking side-eyed at me. And so, sometime back then, I was the only one that could say something. I used to, we battled at it, and I would stand up to him every now and then. It'd been in a good way. Nick was so thorough. I don't mean that in a bad way. So he goes, okay, I'll go watch this guy. So we go in there, we talk to the coach, and I said, but y'all didn't throw it a lot, so it's hard to judge. He said, well, I tell you what, I'll throw it today. And y'all had a scrimmage. I don't know if you remember this or not.
I do.
We're there in the spring. So we come in, and y'all scrimmage that day, and y'all threw like 25 passes. He threw like 25 passes in the scrimmage. Bang, bang, bang. Matt completes like 24 of them.
Yeah.
He's running around making plays, and he's throwing the ball all over. And, Nick come over to me. He looked at me. Said, Jimbo, this guy's a really good player. I said, I told you he's a really good player. He said, well, why didn't we do him? And I said, because Derek said he had fat ankles and he didn't look bad. He said he did, he wasn't nothing special.
Oh my God.
And I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this. He says, get Derek on the phone. He told me, he said, get Derek on the phone. We're standing there watching the scrimmage. So I called Derek up. I said, hey, Nick wants to talk to you. Nick grabs the phone. He said, hey, Derek, don't you ever recruit another, don't you ever evaluate another quarter. This guy looks like Johnny Unitas running around here. He said, he's throwing every ball crazy. He looks good. Derek don't know what to say. I get the phone back, and I'm laughing like crazy. You know how, because Nick would chew you out.
Oh, yeah.
I get the phone back, and I'm laughing like crazy. I'm laughing like crazy. I said, fat ankles, huh? I said, he wasn't a girl, Derek. Coach. I was laughing like crazy.
Oh,
and so he came to then Derek, and then Matt came to camp that summer and lit it up, and we offered him. Matter of fact, I mean, that was a really good recruiting year that year for quarterback. I said, but I love Matt as much. And he committed. He was the first one that committed that year. And we signed him and Jamarcus, but it was, and he played his tail off, and no matter what, and I knew he was going to be a great. This evaluation, we saw it. I'm not trying to say we saw everything in the world, but he did it on film. He just didn't have a lot of opportunity. Then your senior year, I remember the tragic story to y'all season. Y'all had one of the best years you ever had, and you're on the state semifinals. Y'all drove in a 2-minute drive. I don't know who you're playing. You're down around the 10-yard line, 10, 15-yard line. You're going in to score and win the game, and you walked up to make a check, and your center snapped the ball about 30 yards backwards while you went up to make a check.
Sure did.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I do. I hope he's not listening right now.
I hope he is. What are we doing?
That's good.
The ball, the quarterback.
No, I mean, it happened to our guys. You were making a check, and not a lot of people did all the shotgun. Y'all, and that was a little new for y'all, too.
Yeah.
I mean, for doing, and then because y'all were going in to win to go into the state championship, and you lost it. And then after that, your team won a couple state championships and became a great team. But Matt started that whole trend. And the thing about it was amazing to me, though. You split time as a junior. And then only played half the time, and then had the great scene. Then everybody started recruiting him after the senior year, of course, and he stuck with us. And the rest is history. But to me, it was a testament to who you were as a person. That's the kind of guy you want to play quarterback. Every time a guy got tested or challenged, he wasn't going to back down. And I'll say that both y'all were like that. Y'all are. I know why y'all are friends. In my opinion, you're very similar people because you both weren't high recruited guys earlier in your careers. You weren't the 5-star guys. You turned out to be 5-star guys. The way you played, the way you think, and somebody asked me that not too long ago, and I said, you know, the one thing about those LSU teams, we recruited really well there, had a lot of 5-star guys, but so many of our great players weren't the highly rated guys that turned out to be just as good or better than the 5-star guys and developed yourself. You two, Corey Webster, Blue Gay. Yeah. I mean, Travis Daniels. There was guys on those teams. I mean, I can go on and on and on that were not highly recruited guys that turned out to play in the NFL a long time and were great players in college and great pros that also fit in with those guys and were even tougher and we had a mentality on that team, and you guys were the key to a big part of that.
To that point, Jimbo, you talk about instincts in recruiting back when Jake and I were coming out. This day and age in college football,
Jacob was playing nose guard when I went and watched him practice.
He was a little fat boy. Do you think, like, this day and age in college football, is there less instincts in recruiting because there's so many different services? You got to recruit the players that are on your roster, and you're recruiting other people in other colleges plus high school. Is it
well? Here's the other thing about it. As soon as you get one, and he starts to play now, and if they don't go to a major school, they're going to get, like I said, everybody else is a JUCO for everybody. You're going to go get bought and taken away from that school. The guys that do go do a great job of that. And it's hard to hold on to. And I tell you what's happened today, guys are picking guys and they're trying to buy guys. I mean, I say buy guys as a term because it's about the money instead of all the time and effort that goes into evaluating that process and recruiting that guy with the relationship. You know what I mean? It is. Yep. It's definitely changed, and I mean, as far as that part of it, it's a shame. And in some of those, that's why I pity some of these other schools. And I even say this: if you're not in the SEC or Big Ten, now maybe Clemson, Florida State, some of these other, there may be a Big 12 team or two in there, but everybody else is a JUCO to SEC and Big Ten teams because they got all the money, and they can go select and pick those guys and take them away once they do evaluate them and get them in that process. But I do think a little bit of that has left. In my opinion, college football, and guys are going around not spending as much time building relationships as they are saying, well, here's 400, 500, whatever the value. That's just the nature of the beast. The whole world's changed, and it's a shame. It really is, because I used to love that part of it. I mean, a lot of those guys happen to be guys that I recruited, Randall and Corey Webster. And the Corey Webster story is crazy. I don't know if you ever heard that one. I was sitting there one time. I was sitting there watching. We'd been there. It was January. We had just gotten there in December to get the job. And I'm sitting there watching the film, and Nick said, there's a receiver down in West St. John. I don't remember who it was. And he says, he's a really good player. Watch his film. So I'm in there watching it. Somebody walked in the staff room, in the offensive staff room, and talked to me. And I took my finger, because when the other team was on offense, I would hit the fast forward button to go watch this player because you're watching so many.
Yeah.
And I took my finger off the button, and I'm standing there, and somebody had said something. So I went to look, and I went to hit the button, and I missed it. And the fast forward button. And as I did, Corey ran around the corner for about 15 yards just on a run. But he made two guys miss and looked just really fluid. And I said, dang. So I started watching him. Get done with the film. Nick says, hey, how's that receiver? I said, he's a good player. I said, there's a quarterback down here at St. James. It's a heck. He said, what do you know about him? I said, I don't know. I said, I never heard of him. He said, well, call down there. So I called down there. And they said, yeah, Corey Webster's a great player. I said, he's got one offer. And I said, really? I said, man, he looked a lot better than that on film. He said he's going to Southern Miss. I said, daggone. So I said, well, does he not have, well, maybe grades. You know what I mean? That guy doesn't have grades. Does he not have grades? No, I said, has he been in? And then he said, no, he's got grades. I said, is he a troubled guy? Is he getting in trouble? Maybe he's been in trouble and people don't character, all the issues. I went through it all. And I said, what the heck? And he said, I don't know. So I told him, we go down there and start recruiting him. And that was 2 weeks before signing, guys.
Yeah.
And signed him. And signed him. And only came a two-time All-American and played 13 years in the league or 14 years and 2 through 3 Pro Bowls and Super Bowls. And, I mean, that's the way Randall Gay, all those guys were recruited like. It was crazy. You could find guys like that. I don't know if it's like that as
Coach,
much anymore.
I want to ask you that. We got about 3 minutes left. I wanted to ask you, can you recruit that guy anymore? Like, do I get an offer? Does Flynn get an offer from an LSU, from a Florida State, from a Texas A&M? Because it almost feels like you can't stand up on top of the table and fight for that 2-star, that 3-star guy, because now that offer is going to somebody else.
I think it goes back to the coach. At Florida State, over half of our first-round picks were 3-star and down guys.
Right.
During my time at Florida State. Many great players we recruited when I was there. Half of them were 3-star guys down. We developed guys and saw guys that we thought fit in our system and did that. We never recruited by the stars. And I think you can if the coach is strong enough in his own mind to do it. And because it's always going to get back to one thing. Does the guy, can he produce and does he develop on the field? You know what I mean?
Yep.
The development part's the other thing, where a guy needs development and he starts to get passed up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, you're going to miss guys too. I mean, coaches, we know I've a lot of guys I miss too. I mean, I'm talking about success stories. But Bjorn Warner was one for us at Florida. There was a bunch of them. Xavier Rhodes, they were all 3-star and guy downs that were all first-round picks. There's a lot more of them. But to me, it depends on the program and the coach and how much he believes in his own system.
Coach, we could sit here and actually we're going to ask that you come back on like later on. This is our first show together, so we certainly wanted to have you on. You know, obviously our relationship with you. Like, I want to have you back on here pretty soon to tell the story about Around the Horn, how you saw it. We ran it in the Superdome. We ran it at LSU, and Jamarcus didn't throw the football. Like, I want.
Oh God! Oh God! Was it wide open? Wasn't it? It was wide open.
It was wide open, Coach. You truly are the best, man. You did so much for me, for Matt, in our careers. You played us and put us in positions when a lot of other people probably wouldn't. So can't thank you enough. I enjoy doing radio with you over on Sirius XM every Tuesday during football season. That was a lot of fun for me.
And I just want to say that I would never have been an LSU Tiger without Jimbo Fisher.
Right, yeah.
And like that, y'all's coaching staff, like coaches have a huge impact on individual people, but that whole coaching staff, the impact you had on Louisiana, because you turned a program that was not great into one of the biggest powerhouses in the country. What a special staff, special time that was for LSU fans. And the economic, boost that the state and the pride factor, like you were a part of something big, and you were one of the big reasons for that. And we love you, and we thank you, and we just appreciate the time this morning.
Absolutely.
Well, it's the same here, guys. Like I said, you guys, I respect you guys as much as any players I've ever coached, and I mean that because I mean what you guys did and the way you went about your business, and how good you were. It's mutual here, and it was a special time when that thing flipped and we started winning, and boy, the state of Louisiana boomed off, and it was as fun a time as. I always consider myself a Louisiana. I always liked the people and the people there, and it was such a great place. And you guys were a huge part of it. And my favorite guys is as good as I've ever coached. I mean that.
Yes,
I mean that too. And I know this sounds. I don't mean to get sentimental and all that craziness, but it was a fun time in your life as you look back. And I was fortunate to have you guys. That's for daggone.
Thanks for giving this coach fat ankles a chance.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Coach. We love you. We'll catch
call
up
him
again
fat
with you
ankles.
soon.
That's FA from now on. Fat ankles.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, Coach.
Have a good morning, Coach.
You too, guys. Great to be with you.
You as well. There he is, Jimbo Fisher, our offense coordinator when we were here at LSU, of course, won a national championship at Florida State. And let's take a break. But the memory on Coach Jimbo Fisher is just, I've never been around somebody that can recall moments like that. So I want to break some of that down. When we come back, it is OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to boudreauxelectrical.com. That's boudreauxelectrical.com. Now, we've been telling you over the last couple of weeks and months, man, there is not a worse time for your power to go out and for you not to have a backup plan. The last thing, look, we've all been outside. The power goes out for whatever reason, and you're sitting there, all right, and you and the family are in the hot box, and you don't have a whole home generator that automatically kicks on when that power goes out, you are certainly going to wish that you had Boudreaux's and the team out. Now, when you go to boudreauxelectrical.com, over in the top right corner of the website, we always say, hey, go get that quote, right? Because I promise you it is not going to be the shock that you think. And I can also promise you it's going to be worth every single penny. Boudreaux's does it better than anybody. Give me that number, Flynn.
That's right. Even if you're on the North Shore, the number 985-397-1562, Boudreaux's Electrical.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
...2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
And welcome back in, OTB. Jake and Fat Ankles here with you. Short segment. I do apologize. Look, it was like y'all
Jimbo
knew
is
Jimbo.
the man.
Y'all knew Jimbo was going to roll through that. I want to come back to some of that. What an incredible recruiting story with Flynn, with C-Web, like one of the better players in LSU history. Just Jimbo happened to fast forward and kind of stop on the right play. And
how many people out there can remember what they did last month?
Not me.
The dude remembered there was a bad snap in my semifinal game.
You were changing a protection
adjustment.
It's correct.
What?
I'm telling you.
I was already committed too. Like I wasn't like he was recruiting me.
He has the best football memory that I've ever seen, ever been around. He could tell you every single detail of the call, the hash, the everything. Incredible. Also incredible.
That was a lot of fun though.
One of my Meathead brethren, AJ Hawk, joins us when we come back here on OTB.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to yourgoodwood.com. That is yourgoodwood.com. And on the website, you can check out a full list of services that they offer. It is right there on the homepage. But one of the things I always encourage you to do, now it's probably going to be on the list, but if it's not, just know that they can help you with so many different situations that you're going through. And so when you go to yourgoodwood.com, it's the bottom right corner of the website. You book that consultation. You go have a conversation with them. Hey, here's what I'm dealing with. Here's what I'm going through right now. And they are going to help you get on the correct path, right? If you've got questions, they've got the answers. And again, that website is yourgoodwood.com.
Yeah, look, if there's an issue out there, there's the technology out there. There's something to help you. Get it fixed. Don't be embarrassed. Personalized and confidential, cost-effective, yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, June 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88. In hour two of today's show, former NFL linebacker A.J. Hawk hops on at 8 a.m. Then at 8:30, we will have our weekend winners. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number two of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour two of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, people, welcome back. OTB 104.5 ESPN. Science definitely gets denied around here.
Science.
Fake. All right.
Mounds.
On the
sunscreen.
phone, Jacob said, get a guess for Monday.
I did.
Swung for the fences. We got the man, former Ohio State national champ, Lombardi winner, 5th overall pick, 2006 with Green Bay, all-time leading tackler for the Packers. This man is a damn fine father, gentleman, lover of shoes, amateur DJ, and an amazing American male. A.J. Hawk, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing?
What's up, guys? Hey, how's day? This is day one together, right? As a new official show.
Yeah, day number one, AJ. He made it on time. That was the big concern. Look, you've known Flynn for as long as I have. Mornings are not his thing. He's like the only quarterback I've ever known that really struggles to get out of bed. You know, first one in the building's not typically the thing we used to say about Matt. The 4 p.m. The 4 p.m. running group was the one that you and I both went to. So AJ, we're just glad that he woke up this morning.
Well, I think we're all glad that he wakes up every single morning. Hopefully, continues to wake up for the next
every day's a blessing, AJ.
Continue to perform at a high level. So maybe this is going to be your thing. It's going to flip you around where you're going to become like a big time morning person and have like one of those big routines that you talk about and document for us.
Yeah, I've had to rewire myself just a little bit. Jacob's making me like do some live reads. I came back from break right there, so I'm kind of learning like the lingo, starting to learn, just throwing me in cold turkey right now. So it's a learning experience.
You've been doing this with me like for 7 years. You just weren't like the host. Like you came in once a week, and so you kind of knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, but I just came here to argue with you. So now I'm officially media guy, asking questions. Speaking of, AJ, what are you doing right now? You're driving, right?
Yep, I'm driving right now. I'm driving over to Indianapolis right now for the day, but I'll be just a quick day trip there and back.
All right. So let's talk about what your gig right now, like how you got started. So when we were playing, like right at the end of the career, I know you had your podcast, and like when you told me about it, I was like, "What the hell's a podcast? Just do like radio? Like you like I don't see you doing media. Like what are you doing every day? Because you were getting all these crazy guests." So, like, it was the Hawkcast, right?
Yep, that's right.
Is that how everything got started? Did you always know you wanted to do some sort of media after playing?
No, I didn't. I mean, especially early on, like, man, my first 4 or 5 years in the league, no, I had no desire to ever get in the media. I didn't even understand, like, why people did it or why former players would do it. But then I started to maybe get a little older and start thinking, well, I got to figure out, I got to do something whenever I'm done playing. I don't know. I could trip and fall down the stairs and my career could be over today.
Yeah.
I always knew that was in the back of my mind. So I started thinking about it and doing just little things, saying yes here and there to different like opportunities. And then I was just a fan of listening to other people's podcasts. So I eventually kind of started my own thing. I don't think a whole lot of people ever watched or listened to it, but it actually gave me, I guess looking back, I got reps of kind of hanging out and talking to people, and it is a little different when you're the guy like running the thing, when you're bringing it back from break, when you're intro and things. Like it's definitely outside of my comfort zone 100%. That was never what I ever envisioned, and I still see like teachers I had in high school and elementary school every once in a while run into them, and they're like, man, AJ, I see you on TV sometimes, or I see you and hear you on the radio talking, and I didn't hear you speak for your first 15 years of your life when I was teaching you. And so, like, yeah, I guess sometimes you got to do things that are outside what you normally would, but it's fun, though. I mean, you and Hester, obviously, you guys have a great rapport. That's why you guys are going to have, like, a classic Mike and Mike run, most likely, for the next 20 to 30 years.
Obviously.
I can't wait to listen.
Like, AJ, was there one guest that you had, like, on that initial podcast where it's like, man, this is fun? I like stories like this. Like, I want to do this. Was there like a moment where you had a guest on and that guest just kind of sparked something and you're like, okay, this is the kind of story because I'm a former player, I'm a player, current player, whatever it might be, that I can get this kind of story out and kind of share with everyone?
Man, yeah, that's a good question. I had like people from all over just because I'm kind of random in my interest in what I enjoy and, things that I watch and read. But one guest that I really was pumped was I had Rob O'Neill. He was the guy that shot Bin Laden.
Yeah.
I had him come on and tell the story early on, like kind of, and I don't know how many months after he went public with the whole situation, but having him on and listening to him talk about it, that whole ordeal was really cool. But yeah, it gave me a reason, like when you have something like that, like a podcast, whatever, it gives you a reason to reach out to people that you think are pretty awesome and that you want to talk to them, that you can just, if you didn't have a podcast or a show, you couldn't say, hey, bud, I'd love to just talk to you. Can I FaceTime you sometime? Like, that'd be cool to FaceTime. Like, that would creep them out, and they would never say yes. So it kind of opened up the door.
So you created your podcast just so you could, like, creep people out and just talk to them?
Hang out with the boys, the fellas, yeah.
Oh, that's
kind
good.
of, yeah. That's kind of what it grew into, yeah, absolutely.
Basically. And then, so after that, you called some games, right? So you got into a little bit of broadcasting, being a color guy.
Oh, yeah. I did a lot of Conference USA games. Worked some as a color analyst did some games where Graham Harrell was the offensive coordinator at North Texas for a few years. Was amazing. A great teammate of ours that just an absolute classic football character. I love doing that. I actually really enjoyed working games and doing color commentary, and then eventually met Pat McAfee and been joining him and the boys for the last 4 or 5 years now. from my attic in my house in Columbus, Ohio. So it kind of worked out perfectly.
And you still do it from the attic, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little room up top that I finished. It was an attic, and we just put some drywall up and a carpet and put some carpet down, and there we go. It was 5 years later.
You know, AJ, that's not even something I've really ever put together, like you and Pat, and maybe how that happened. Because now that I'm thinking about it, you say that, I'm like, oh, wait, he played for the Colts his whole career. He's a West Virginia guy. You're a Buckeye, and obviously you spent most of your career with the Packers. Like, how did that happen? How'd that come together?
Man, it was weird. I never really met him. First time I met him in person, I was playing for the Bengals.
Yeah.
During my 10th season, a preseason game, and we went out for like the pregame coin toss and just said, hey, basically. And I knew of him. I didn't know him personally. And then I asked him to come on my show, the podcast I had. he eventually, going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He eventually, I was able to get him on, and then he, had all these plans at the time that I didn't know about. Like he's been thinking about what he is doing now for a long, long time, kind of putting in the work. And then I used to join him on his show that he had. He's had different versions of his show all over the place. And early on, I used to join him every 3-4 weeks, every once in a while. And then once COVID hit, we just decided, okay, let's do something more consistently. And I started joining him on his radio show that was always on YouTube, like 3 days a week. And then, bam, like a year or two later, I started joining him 5 days a week. And now I get to run around and do all kind of cool things and work the college football playoffs with them and go around and go to, just awesome, bizarre events and sometimes get the broadcast out of them. So, yeah, it's definitely was not – I didn't see it coming. It happened very organically, but, man, I'm excited. I love it. I want to do it forever.
And so that's what you're – I'm assuming you're driving to Indy too. I guess you're hosting today?
Yeah. Mondays, Pat he does, he's all over the place. He's the – color analyst for Monday Night Raw and WWE, and so he does his thing there. And so a lot of times Monday I'll go and host from studio, and he'll join us from wherever Raw is.
Yeah. So the show, the Pat McAfee show, wildly entertaining. AJ is on it almost every day from 12 to 1 Central Time here for our views. So y'all go check it out. I watch it every day when I'm in my office and laugh, and I text AJ when he said something dumb.
I thought you were supposed to be slinging my high at that time.
Well, I am. We're doing that too, but I watch it in the background.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So like you say, you get to do like run around doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Like is there one thing that sticks out? Like this, I know y'all did. Was it 2 seasons ago? Y'all kind of did the post like game day show or the Friday game show where on the game day set, and you missed like every single basketball shot. Did you ever make one?
Man, see, that's why I love you, Flynn. It's fun. You're setting me up because I didn't miss every single shot. You see a couple of them where I drained them.
That's exactly. See, I just wanted the listeners to know.
Yes, it was perfect. So, no, yeah, Pat would we would do a show Friday from the game day set that he'd be working on Saturday, and like all the students and fans would come. And luckily, I think we were at Alabama the first time we did it, and he had a hoop set up. It's a pretty tough shot, and he would have me shoot from the stage out to the crowd. And I think, it might have been my second or third shot, but Pat was offering tuition to whoever for a kid if I made it. And I made the second or third shot, and I made a couple of them. I think I may have made my first attempt, but I've made more shots than I thought I would. To tell you the truth, we haven't done it in a while, but I'm just, man, it does suck though when there's like tuition on the line or money on the line, and Pat's giving up for these kids. You feel pretty bad when you miss 4 or 5 in a row.
Right, on the ones you missed, who knows what happened to those kids? They might have. They might not be able to afford it.
They had to go to community college for the rest of their career.
Turning tricks to make
but
tuition.
Maybe they'll also, things when maybe they drop out and they invent something really cool that they would have never done if
That's
they would
true.
have stayed in school.
That's
you
true.
never know.
Oh, well, Flynn definitely co-signs on that, being a general studies major. Catching up with AJ Hawk here on OTB. AJ, I've got this sort of playing in my mind, and we're just going to workshop it here live on the radio. So obviously, like, you and Flynn are boys, you and Bobby Carpenter are boys, me and Bob are boys, and me and Flynn are boys. Like, we got to come up with something. And you know me, I'm a self-described meathead, and that's a term of endearment when it comes from me. Like, we've got 3 meatheads between me, you, and Bobby, and Flynn is as close to a meathead as any quarterback's going to be, right? I mean, he enjoys a cold pop or two. He wakes up late. He's kind of got that mentality. He's got fat ankles. I mean, he is kind of a meathead as well. We got to come up with like a quad box of being meathead somehow, some way.
And I mean, I'm all for that. You're right. And just speaking of Bobby, I saw Bobby yesterday. We were at the same lacrosse tournament for our kids. We had like 8 games throughout between all of our kids. I was out there getting sunburnt. But hey, Splinter, I was no joke though. We brought plenty of My High, pouring in the kids
There we
water
go.
bottles in between games. So that was a huge for us. But you're right, Bobby, and especially I wish you guys could see Bob at like kids sporting events. Bobby always has he has a giant. Usually, actually, he went to. So, like 2 weeks ago, I see him at a tournament, and my parents had showed up too. And Bobby's carrying this huge, like backpack Yeti with the tag still on it. But he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I was at Joe Burrow's charity golf event yesterday, and we got these sweet book bags. Look at this Yeti I got." And he still had the tags on it, and he always gonna wear the free merch he
sticker on
gets
the
from
inside.
different events.
Yes.
And he had plenty of booze, cocktails packed into that thing for the full day of games that we were at. But yeah, Bobby will sit there. Bobby's not scared ever. So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
There's nothing like carrying a backpack of booze to a youth sport event.
Look, you're not there yet, Flynn. You'll be there.
I know.
And I
Well,
know
I'm not judging.
And I know Bob. I know Bob is there. Oh my gosh! Does Bobby do push-ups before he goes to an event like that? So the arms are popping though.
Always. So he showed up yesterday. He's lucky for him. The sun's out, so he can wear his cutoff and not feel weird. Because sometimes he'll wear it when it's 30 degrees. But I was sitting there talking to Bobby before one of my kids' games. I'm sitting there and talking, and all of a sudden Bobby just took off in a weird, like, not a sprint, but like a pretty good gait. And he ran across all the fields, and he's so giant, everyone's looking at him. And I'm like, I yell, I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Go take a leak, hold on." And he ran and he peed in the woods when there was porta potties and stuff, 10 feet from us.
Dude, his Bobby's really good.
His Bobby's great. I mean, so I'm at AJ's a couple years ago, your birthday party, I believe. And at this party, I look around, and they got this little circle coming. So, Ohio State, known for like a really good string of like white meathead linebackers.
Yeah, for sure.
And they are all there, just huddled up.
Was Laurinaitis there?
Laurinaitis was there. Schleggs was there, I believe.
Schleggs was
Bobby.
there? Oh, God.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And I was like, I just took it in.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible. Like, I've never seen a group of big meatheads in such a tight circle.
I mean, AJ, who's like Vrabes, maybe like the founder of that?
Oh boy, yeah. Like so, Vrabel used to come back and run with us. When he was playing for the Patriots, when we were in college, he'd come beat us. We'd run half gassers, and Vrabel would come in. He's an absolute savage. And he would dominate everybody in the half gassers and talk trash to the whole team as he was doing it, like in our 6 a.m. run group. So yeah, I'd say Vrabel was definitely a big part of that. And then Bobby and Schlegel and I would try to carry that on and hopefully pass down the tradition.
No, you certainly did. I mean, Bobby running the Ohio State conditioning test on his 40th birthday, like that's like the ultimate. I try to be as meathead as I possibly. He might have done it with. Did he do it with the team or did he do it by himself? I just remember he had radio with me that day, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I ran the conditioning test. I turned 40, and I wanted to just see if I could still do it." And he filmed it, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he filmed. He had like one of the trainers film. He ran it at the facility at Ohio State's facility, and he did it in the times we had. Like it's 20 half gassers.
Yeah.
Like we did it back in the day. It's not fun. Like you like work all summer to get to that point, and Bobby just decides to do it. I mean, Bobby, a week ago, Bobby went and ran like super hungover, like 4 hours after boozing hard. He went and ran a mile under like 6:30 or something because he got all drunk and was telling everybody how fast he could run the mile. And so he actually woke up and did it the next morning to prove it to his wife and everybody that he was talking to the night before.
Oh, I love it. AJ, what's all right, I think this is probably going to be the last question here. So how's the golf game? You got Tahoe coming up, right? So this is is it the Tahoe, what is it, Invitational, the celebrity golf?
Yeah, the American Century Championship, as they like to call it out there in Lake Tahoe. Yeah, I played for like 15 years. My game, sometimes people say their game is rounding into form, Leonard. That's how kind of pros speak about it.
Sure.
I think I might be on that path. I think I'm going to be rounding into form. I haven't really played, but I can't wait to get out there.
Well, you live right by the where the Memorial the Memorial Tournament. Like I know you've been a big time member there for a while, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not so much a member, but my brother-in-law Brady Quinn's a member. So if I need to play for some reason, I mooch onto his account. I just find his account number and let him know. He goes as a big guy.
Who are you following this weekend?
What's that?
Who'd you follow this weekend?
Who'd I play with?
Yeah, who'd you follow on the tournament this weekend?
Oh, I didn't go out there. Sorry,
Oh,
you guys
come
kind of muffled. I couldn't exactly hear it. I went out there Friday late when the weather cleared up, just to a house on the course. But Scotty Scheffler, he did it again. It's only about probably 5 minutes from my house where Scotty's just absolutely dominating. So Scotty's on like a Tiger type run, isn't it? You guys, is that real?
Yeah. It is real.
Yeah, no, it for sure is. I mean, when you see him coming, you're like,
yeah,
you're
Those
panicked.
guys, just people from Texas are built different, aren't they, Flynn?
Like half of our studios from Texas. You just got a big cheer here, AJ.
That's exactly right.
Nice. Nice. I love it. Ronnie Coleman, Texas finest. I love Ronnie Coleman. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But it just made me think of that. My kids always yell lightweight like Ronnie Coleman. So,
All right, AJ. We appreciate it. I appreciate you introducing yourself a little bit to this South Louisiana fan base over here. So, man, we appreciate the time. Appreciate you coming on. I know it's you got a long day of talking into the camera, so we appreciate you taking some time, dude. Have a safe travels, and hopefully we can get that quad box of meatheads going here pretty soon with all four of us. So, we appreciate it, dude.
Can't wait. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Good luck with everything. I can't wait to hear and watch everything you guys are doing.
So you'll be tuned in every morning.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you guys.
See you, man. AJ Hawk, good enough to join us here on OTB. The quad box meathead thing is real. Like, I'm trying to get that done because it is funny. The fact that Bobby and I are really good friends, you and AJ are really good friends, and then they're really good friends, and I put up with you sometimes as well.
Yep.
Like, it just makes too much sense not to have that, Fridays, maybe 9 a.m. Central Time, AJ, if you're still listening.
I'm sure he is. He's got it, obviously.
It's not through
Clearly.
it's through the Bluetooth.
It's definitely through the Bluetooth. Did you not hear that feedback when he first got
That's
on?
right.
Because he had to turn his volume down.
He had to turn his volume down, right? God, I should miss that. You call into a radio show that, like in the 90s, like in the host, hey, bud, can you turn the radio down? Because you wanted to hear yourself, on the radio.
AJ's the absolute man. He what a mind that guy has. He was absolutely right. In his old podcast, he has so many crazy interests. I remember the guests he used to have on that. I was like, what do you do? Like, what even intrigued you to reach out to this person? So he's awesome. He's awesome on the Pat McAfee show. Check him out today. Every day he's on there. So he'll be hosting today. So I'll go watch him.
All right, we will step away. We've got Chipper Jones still set to join us at 9 Central Time. We've got Hold the Mayo at 9:15. So we've got a lot to get to. We got weekend winners coming up in about 11 minutes from now. But certainly when we come back, we'll kind of dive back into some LSU baseball, and we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website, 24/7, 365 weekend holiday game day, right? Tonight kind of fits into most of those categories. The first pitch is until 8. So if you've got an issue going on, it's late at night, it's 10:30. Hopefully they're not still in the third inning like they were last night, but you have an issue, you have an emergency, 225-925-8552 is always going to be that number. Go to the website to check out what they can do for you in the remodel game. See what they can do for you as far as the tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water. You get home late, you got to shower, you got to do the laundry, you got to do the dishes. You have no fear when you go tankless, and you can do that with Central Plumbing.
And like I said, I told you last week, I can personally vouch for these guys. I called them when I first started our factory. They have been a part of us. They've helped us in so many ways. 24/7 emergency services, 225-925-8552.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Banger.
Except when they're about to talk LSU baseball, which we're about to do here. I mean, look, we're always eye hustling football for sure. For sure. Actually, efforting to get a couple of players on this week from the current team. So we'll update you when that happens. But let's get back to LSU baseball.
They're going to be here. They're going to be here.
Oh, Ron will be there.
Oh,
it's the pancake breakfast. We do it every month. So Hunt just came in, and anytime Hunt walks in, we talk baseball. So who do we think, we can go around the room, Flynn, Google, who do we think is going to start tonight for LSU? We talked about it. You have Evans, you have Ware, you still have good options. Like I don't think there's a team that's playing today that has the options that you have. That's across the country as far as the arms that you have available, because you didn't have to use them in the first two games. And then like Alondra said, it did feel like you got to a point last night where like, hey, we got to think about tomorrow. And we're not conceding right now, but tomorrow looks like it could happen. It's going to be here. Who do we think starts?
I'll let y'all go first.
Case and Evans.
So I'll say this. If Case and Evans is available, if I see anybody besides Case and Evans out there starting, I'm going to be pretty irritated with that. Like if I see Connor Ware out there to start, I might throw something at my TV.
I was going to say Evans too.
Look at you.
But
stole it.
I just don't know. I
think I probably would go with him, but I do think Ware is an option, and
he for sure
you
is.
could go Ware, Evans, Cowan, or you could flip it.
Or flip it,
right?
Evans, Ware, Cowan. Yeah,
I mean, either way, I'm okay. Like, I'm not going to be too upset. Now, again, I would love for this thing to be Case and Evans goes out there and gives you 6 innings, and then Zach Cowan gives you 3, and we saw 2 pitchers. That means things went well.
That's what I would love.
That means things went well.
That's the ideal situation.
No, I agree there. But it's not disrespectful to like Connor Ware. I think like he's had moments this year, but you trust those two guys.
Yeah.
Like those two guys have been a weapon for you all season long, and you have to go for everything. Like you're not worried about West Virginia and Super Region. Like that's like you're not worried about anything right now. You're worried about getting to that point.
Well, it's
good. Oh, I was just gonna say that we didn't see Cowan or Evans last weekend. And the last few times that we have seen Cowan, he's been getting a little touched up. So I'm like, maybe a tiny bit, like, not outright concerned about that, but it's just something to look out for and watch out for.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going to say, okay, well, you've thrown all these guys. The only ones you haven't seen are those three. But Primo's pitched twice. It's been less than an inning both times. Maverick Rizzi's pitched twice. But again, it's been about an inning both times. So, like, you've seen them multiple times this weekend. Their pitch count's not high. Like, I would imagine in a pinch, you need a lefty. Primo could come in and do it. Maverick Rizzi can come in and do it. Like, you could piece this thing together. I
hadn't validated, like, see if this is actually true. Matt C says, Scone was saying last night he would start Cowan since he was a Friday ace last year. My problem with that is he hasn't done it this year.
Yeah, why change it?
Right? And you're putting somebody in a position that they haven't been all season long. And I get it. Look, last year he was. That's why you got him. Like, you saw him in the regional. But you haven't done it this year. And baseball's one of those sports, man. You get somebody out of their routine. And, look, I know Evans wasn't a starter until Tennessee, but, like, he does have that experience.
Yeah.
And now, like, that's not going to be completely out of the norm for him. And I know, look, Zach Cowan's got a lot of innings as a dude, a starter, but it's been a long time. And I feel like his role, he's thrived in the role of coming into the game and shutting the game down.
Yeah, and I kind of look at this as, like, I look at everything silver lining, right? What's the long play here for LSU baseball? The goal is not to win a regional. The goal is to win the College World Series, right? Mm-hmm. So I always look at things, blessings in disguise. Like, you're going to have to answer these questions at some point if you're going to win the national championship. This helps you answer a lot of those questions. You are going to face the same situation if you keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
So it's good that you facing it now against Little Rock. You get a lot of these questions answered. You get guys like real pressure situations, obviously. I mean, you hate that baseball can be such a, not a fluky game, but such a streaky game. I mean, it's incredible. So, I mean, at the end of the day, bats have to get hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you listen to us back when we were hanging with Hester, the one key to victory is dingers.
Yeah.
Hit the ball over the fence.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Because we used to.
This is one of those games, like, this is their fourth game. This is Little Rock's
Friday.
Fifth game.
Yeah.
They got a lot of tired arms. That
Yep.
if you have to win at 15-14, you do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Get the bats hot, focus, hit it hard. Like, look, that's the Meathead football player.
Yeah,
and me, it's like, so what if our pitching isn't the greatest tonight?
Right, you have your normal situation.
The strength is the bats.
Yeah, so if you don't know what he's talking about, when we did Hang with Hester, that was a 6 to 8 show, and so games would start. Obviously, while we were on air, we'd have them here on in studio, and there would be danger alerts. Not dinger, danger alerts. And we played a whole sound. Like, if they hit one, we had a siren sound that we would play.
We would it doesn't matter if we were in the middle of an interview.
It didn't matter.
In the middle of if there was a home run hit on that television.
Just danger alert.
Danger!
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully tonight.
Hopefully we get some morning baseball games.
I don't think we're gonna get many at
Japanese
maybe
League?
in June.
You mean like we can put like
there's some baseball games.
like South Korea, China, and Japan have big leagues.
The opening day, the Dodgers were playing in Japan. Remember we had them on?
We had it on.
Maybe like from 9 to 10.
Yeah.
Old danger
Tell me you're a degenerate without telling me.
Well, I will say that, like, the one thing that kind of bothered me is when we had the bases loaded. I think it was the first time we had the bases loaded in the third. And then Ethan Fry came up, and he's out there trying to swing out his shoes. But you have the bases loaded. Just put the ball in play.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't have to go out there and hit a grand slam.
It was less than 2 outs, right, at that point?
No, I think that was the third out. So I think you had 2 outs. But, like, that, even more to my point, though, like, don't go out there trying to swing out your shoes. Like, you don't need a grand slam in the third inning.
Right.
To walk the game off. You still have time. Just put the ball in play and get somebody in. You know, it would be so sick. But that's just not like
you never try to hit a home run. It's like trying to throw a 50-yard touchdown. You can't try to do it. It just comes to you.
No, they're forcing a little bit. Fry, Jones, those dudes.
Come on, don't do that.
Yeah. You had some step up last night, and I'll be curious to see if we have any lineup changes. I'm not talking about drastic changes. I'm just talking about,
maybe like Milam moving up or something like
Like
that.
move Bear down a little bit.
Milam's been
Get him
handling the
away
bat
from
really well.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned earlier, 6 for 8 on the weekend.
Hernandez was what? I know at one point.
Yeah.
He was 3 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Yeah, and I know last at batty, but I mean, like that's somebody that's swinging it well right now. And so again, when you say you got to win or you got to get up out of here, like you got to do whatever it takes to win. And like if it's changing the lineup a little bit, again, like I'm not into doing things you haven't done all season long.
Yeah.
But Jay has messed with the lineup. Like that's part of baseball. We're not talking about starting a guy that hasn't started this year. We're talking about, hey, you move a guy 2 spots here, move a guy 2 spots up, whatever it might be, because there's some right now that are just seeing it better.
You know that Little Rock coach is giving them like the motivational speech of a lifetime right now.
doubt.
They're like, nobody thought that you could do that. Like, we've gotten this far. We got nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. Go out there and play your ass off. Like, man, they're going to come in there fired up.
Put a 10 burger up first inning.
And I need Jay to like go in the locker room and give like an Augie Garrido kind of rant.
Yep.
Fire him up.
Have you ever seen that rant?
I think I actually have.
I think every
You probably
sports
have,
fan
yeah.
has seen that.
Yeah.
Without question. So, all right.
Get
well,
after it.
Again, like we'll come back throughout the show and we'll talk a little LSU baseball. Certainly going to close the show talking LSU baseball, what we expect to see tonight inside of the box. And we do have Chipper Jones still set to join us in 30 minutes. We got Devin Snow in about 45 minutes. But when we come back, we've got weekend winners here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com. PelicanRoof.com is the website. When you go to PelicanRoof.com, man, an incredible tool that they have, and it's going to pop up on the right side. If you want to get a quote, like you want to get an idea of what your roof replacement is going to be, all you got to do is type in your address, like where you live. It's going to take an outline of your roof and give you a pretty good idea of what it is going to be. And once you get that idea, then obviously you give them a call, you have a conversation. Here's what I need. Here's what I'm looking for. But man, it is such a great tool, that instant roof quote, because then you know what you're dealing with. Like, you know what you are going to need when it comes to replacing your roof. Just another great asset. Look, you go to the website again, PelicanRoof.com, 5-star reviews all over the place, PelicanRoof.com.
Yeah, roof repairs, roof placements. There's no place on earth that needs a good roofing company at your back than here in South Louisiana. Call them 225-228-2865.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. its past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Did you hack my Napster account?
I did not.
Napster.
Holy.
I think Napster's still a thing, or it's
Really?
coming back or something.
Like it's going to be like
I think so.
Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody out there knows
But
that
y'all remember Rhapsody?
Alondra and I are team Apple Music.
Yeah,
so.
we're Apple Music. What do you use?
So I'm actually thinking
You a
about
free agent?
switching. I'm a free agent right now. So
Oh, you're a
I'm with
free agent?
Spotify. Still got the account. So my kids are getting to the age where they want to have their own like playlists and listen. And I have a family account with Spotify.
Right.
But the interface is so confusing. Like we can't figure out how to like get different accounts.
Gotcha.
Like switch. Like on Netflix, you can easily go to
Yeah.
mom, dad, and the kids.
Yeah.
You can't do that on Spotify. Each of the kids have to have their own email. Like it's just a whole mess.
That's
so
a lot.
Apple Music, what you got for me?
I like
I
it.
love Apple
I like
Music.
it. I like
Absolute
it. Look,
free
a lot,
agent.
a lot of the people that try to act young make fun of Alondra and I, but it's
Yeah.
easy, super
It's
easy.
super easy.
Yeah.
Like
What about
very
switching from
great
accounts?
interface.
But like,
Whole family account?
Yeah,
like my son Hudson has his own, and I
Yeah.
never see his, so I
But-
guess it's going well.
But what happens? Like if my kids are listening to something, and I'm in my car by myself, I can't listen to something without turning theirs off.
yeah.
That's
That's not a
that's
thing
the
on
issue.
so no,
it's
Apple,
a
you
family
buy-
account, but
no.
it's like one at a time.
But it's like
Oh,
one,
no, so
but,
Apple,
like,
you
we
get a-
can't figure out how to like get signed
Right.
into the other accounts
Yo,
easily.
The Apple part, it's just like
Yeah.
the first time that happens,
Yeah.
you hit like you want to add a
Yep.
family account,
Yeah.
so you just hit the button and then
Yep.
you can listen.
And you want to talk about starting some family fights? Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
when my wife and I are going somewhere, we're taking two cars, and I got like one or two of the kids, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
got the other.
Yeah,
Like fighting over who's playing music.
yeah. I used to
Well,
know all mine
like, we-
because I'd
some
be on a road
knockdown
trip
dragouts.
and I'd
Yeah.
be, have my aux cord plugged in, listening to music, and then I would get the message: Katie and the kids are jamming on the, the home pod.
Mhm.
You
And
ever,
I'm like,
you ever like cut them off just like, hey, back?
You met my wife, right?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
No.
Anyway, Spotify, just fix it.
I love Apple
It's easy.
Music.
The technology's there.
Yeah.
Every other Disney app, Netflix,
True.
YouTube,
Clean it up,
TV.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Lock
Clean
it up.
We don't
Lock
have
it
that
up.
issue on Apple Music.
We do not. All right, let's get to some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that? Win the whole thing.
All right, I'm going to start off here with a weekend loser. It is the Colorado Rockies.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I've been bitter with the Colorado Rockies for a long time.
Yeah.
Since 2007. Why, you ask? Because they made a run and made it to the World Series in October of that year. And because they had never been, they got the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Oof.
You know who only got on the front page, but in the top corner? Your boy. If they wouldn't have made the
they
run,
knocked you out?
I would have been on the full cover and not just a little bit of the cover.
They're done.
Better. The Rockies, they don't need to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Should have been us against Florida.
No doubt.
So for that reason, I've never really liked them.
Yep.
Even when I played in
they
Denver,
started behind the eight ball.
even when I played there, I would go wear my Braves hat to the games. I'm not wearing that.
Hell
So I was
yeah.
already mad at you. And so another series, another sweep for the Rockies. They continue to make history for all the wrong reasons.
They're so bad.
They fell 5-3 to the Mets. So they've lost 8 games in a row. It is their 4th 8-game losing streak this season. The Rockies are now 9-50, the worst record through 59 games of any major league team in the modern era since 1901. They have been swept 10 times in 20 series. You suck.
Rockies,
You gotta-
you're trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is real bad. You
You're
got to
trash.
be like real trash to be
Yeah.
the worst start
Ever.
in MLB history. I mean, you had a really bad Detroit Tigers team in the 2000s. You had a really, really bad putting up historic numbers White Sox team last year. So that is,
Can I piggyback on yours?
season loser.
Yeah.
The White Sox can't have anything, though. They can't even be historically bad. The Rockies are like, we got you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to piggyback on Jake's loser because that was like my one loser. I had a bunch of winners. My one loser was the Rockies. For this one stat, since today's June 2nd, since May 2nd, they have as many victories as Scotty Scheffler does on the PGA.
That's so bad.
4 tournaments played for Scotty.
No way.
28 games played for the Rockies. They both won 3 times. So, Rockies, you trash.
You trash.
You trash,
Historic
bruh.
trash.
Yeah, you
Historic
trash, bro.
trash.
Jeez.
You mess with my
Gosh.
boy Jake, too,
That's
on
right.
a Sports Illustrated cover. So
Yeah,
you double
That
trash.
had to be
Yeah.
intentional, by
We
the way.
have
No
no
doubt.
The
Absolutely.
Rockies. Why the Rockies get the cover? Nobody cared. They
Nobody
didn't
cares
even win
about
the
them.
World
No one cares.
Series. We beat the Florida Gators.
By the
with
way,
Tim Tebow.
does
No one
anybody
cares.
remember what happened in that World Series? I do.
They got swept.
They got swept, yeah.
I do.
Because they're trash.
Yeah, God.
Trash.
I mean,
Not good.
you got a 2-star bow-legged running back trying to get on the front of Sports
What are we
Illustrated,
doing?
and you
They robbed you.
rob him
We
of
was
that?
robbed. We was robbed.
Man,
terrible.
I'll never forgive the Rockies for that
Nope.
ever. The OTB crew has an official beef
Yeah,
with
with
the
the
Rockies
Rockies.
We're ride or
forever.
die,
That's
baby.
a lifetime
We are
beef.
ride or
Forever.
die.
Yeah.
Forever. They asked us to take batting practice one time when I was with the Broncos.
You
I
said
ain't
no?
taking practice on your
Nah,
little
bro.
trash field. Go get your balls out
Yeah.
of the freezer. Because they travel too far.
Yeah.
Bunch
Yeah.
of bums. All right, sorry, longer.
All right, I got a weekend loser. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I had the same weekend loser when Jim Schlossnagle said, "Hey, it's much harder to win the SEC in the regular season
Yep.
than it is to win a national championship." And I said, "Okay, that's cool. He's getting out in front of not winning the Natty." Turns out that's not going to happen. Get knocked out of their own regional by
Yep.
UTSA. Lost to them on Saturday, 7-9. And lost to them again last night, 4-7. And they also lost to them earlier in the season. So UTSA is UT's kryptonite.
Beep, beep.
Hook 'em.
Yeah.
Gig 'em.
Gig 'em, hook 'em.
Gig 'em.
Gig 'em,
Gig 'em,
hook 'em.
hook 'em.
Gig 'em, hook
That
'em.
has to be part of your loser as well.
Oh, that is part of the loser because how you going to say gig 'em?
I mean, you're
On
on TV. You're
the
this deep
TV.
into the season, and you're
Yeah.
like, gig 'em, hook 'em.
This is
And
the end of the season,
Gig 'em, hook 'em.
You hoed
What?
You hoed the Aggies last season.
which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Took them to Natty, lost it because you were on Texas was on your mind
Oh, yeah.
already. You were super rude to that reporter, denying the facts that were
Yep.
the facts. And then you come around and you're the number 1 team in the country for a long time, got way too hot, way too early in the season, and just fall off at the end and get kicked out your own regional. And it couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yep.
That's so
You love to see it.
Gig 'em, hook 'em.
Tay-Tay?
Gig 'em, hook 'em.
We're
Gig 'em,
going to
hook 'em.
start with the weekend losers. First off, we'll start with the crappy states of Mississippi and Oregon.
Oof.
Our 16-team parlay crashed
Yep.
because
yeah.
Oregon and Oregon State,
Yep.
Ole Miss and Southern Miss all lost. You guys are all bums. That hit
Bums.
2 years in a row.
You're trash.
It was destined to hit. Even
Yep.
Vandy made a late comeback
Yep.
to win their
They
game.
did.
They didn't even get out of their regional. So Oregon, Mississippi, you guys suck. That is my first weekend loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Agreed.
thought it was going to hit. I
I
felt
thought
so
s-
confident
yes.
on
After
Friday
the
when we
Vandy
put that
game,
thing
after
together.
the Vandy game,
Yeah.
when they made the run, I was like, okay, I'm good. That was
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
It did not. I'm
Bums.
going to kind of keep the same theme as both of y'all because
Yeah.
that's kind of where I was going to go. Like, if you were a big favorite in this NCAA baseball tournament, like, you got to be a weekend loser. And look, I'm
Right.
not. This isn't glass houses. LSU could be added to this if they don't win tonight. But the top 2 seeds going down like they did, Vanderbilt and Texas. But it wasn't just that. I mean, you had a lot of teams that were hosting that just did not show up. And look, for LSU, like, they lost their first game, and so they get a chance tonight. Like, Little Rock had to go earn that, and they did. But, like, these teams, like, out of the gate, now credit to like teams like Ole Miss, they fought back and now they've got a chance, but it was like the favorite struggle.
Yeah, weekend
so
loser
far.
Georgia.
Georgia for
also
sure.
out their own regional.
Georgia for sure. Oklahoma State, I don't know if y'all watched that game. It was incredible.
We had all talked about how easy of a regional that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But the Matchbox got them. That park plays so small, and Oklahoma State took full advantage, including a walk-off home run.
Well, but also
Great
who
game.
had Wright State getting out the national
not
regional?
me. I mean,
right.
They
Y'all
literally
know me,
had.
and
Let me
I'm
go
usually-
look back at the doc because
I'm usually like the weirdo that can tell you like a little bit about every school. I got nothing on Wright State.
Well, let me go look because
Not one thing.
That is kind of pretty surprising for
I know.
you.
I got nothing.
we had all the odds written down.
What'd you have on Little Rock before this? You have much?
I mean, Little Rock beat in the finals. This is a pretty
That's where I
big
proposed to my wife. Little Rock.
Hey, look, before we go to break,
After we beat
I
the
want to do.
Razorbacks.
I got to give a shout out to this winner on the weekend.
Okay.
All right. LSU Shreveport baseball team.
Yeah.
Did y'all see this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
59-0, baby.
That's incredible.
59-0
Incredible.
NAIA World Series title.
Dude.
Longest winning streak in college baseball history. Dude, come on.
I don't care.
To do that
Come
in
on.
baseball
Who,
is
what,
crazy.
when, like 59-0.
Yeah.
In a collegiate sport.
Unbelievable.
I can't fathom it. I mean, baseball is like the ultimate. Look, our guy wasn't on today. He walked 7. I mean,
Right.
they had one big hit. We couldn't
Yeah.
get anything going. 59-0.
Team batting average 3.61.
Pretty good.
Team ERA 2.38.
Pretty solid. Dude, 59-0 is incredible. Shout out 318-31 great.
I mean, I will
LSUS.
say it for that. Do you think their team building, like during their training camps, they go to the water park?
There's no doubt.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's
Right
go build
there.
that team chemistry.
Right on the interstate, right? About 7 minutes from Texas, there's a beautiful water park.
Yeah, we're all gonna smell like trash water together.
But we had fun.
We had a great time.
Those slides were banging.
Yeah, we're banging.
59-0. Shout out to the pilots.
Oh, let's go.
A round of
Let's go.
applause. 59-0.
Yeah, on any level, that's incredible to do in
It is
baseball.
incredible.
Yeah, it's
and,
such an up and down sport.
That is.
You must have a big NIL budget.
Must. I went to some classes at LSU Shreveport. No big deal.
Not a big deal.
Okay.
That's where I finished up.
Let's go.
You're an alum.
Yeah.
What'd you
technically,
finish
yeah.
up with? What'd you graduate? You making fun of my general studies?
Kinesiology.
Basically, general studies.
No. Hey, you can't get into PT school with a general studies degree.
You went there? PT school?
That's what I was going to do. Had a little stop in the NFL there, bud.
Yeah, couldn't get in.
Okay.
Couldn't get accepted.
Oh, for sure. I had a cord when I graduated, bud. Did you?
A what?
Cord around my neck for my grades.
I don't even know what that means.
Exactly, because they didn't pass those out to
I got a
general
big round of
studies.
applause at graduation, though.
On that note, we'll be back. More OTB.
Off the bench.
You dork. Round of applause. They didn't
Right.
know he
It
was
was-
Matthew Clayton
It
Flynn.
was 2 weeks before the
General
national
Studies.
championship.
TrashRangers.com, TrashRangers.com, just where you can put that take that Flynn just had. Go to their website. You can sign up for residential service, commercial service, roll-off dumpsters. So if you got a project at your home, like T-Bob used them when he was moving to Chicago, right? I mean, he used them like 3 times. Like, hey, we need a dumpster. They were there. We need a dumpster. They were there. And it was great for him. But if you've got like a renovation going on at your home, if you have one at your business, they have 3 different sizes to choose from. And so you call them, talk through what you've got going on. They're going to make sure you have the right size. And Flynn, that number is...
Oh, the number here. Let me pull that number up.
225-363-9053.
Oh, hey, you took my line. I was going to say the number.
Sure,
The
bud.
big red dump trucks, the big red trash cans. Look at them. Reliable, fast, amazing. Like you said, 225-363-9053.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but it's
not to be wise. Measure these things by your brains.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Alone in the church by and by. I'll read to you here, save your eyes.
I only got the AC working in here.
It's so there is a close to 9 a.m. kick-on time.
Is it? We got to change that.
Yeah.
I was sweating the last.
Well, typically it starts out a little bit cooler than that, but yeah. I don't know, man. I'm over here. Like, it's completely different. That's why I changed seats.
Because I finally got a little cool air on me now. I had my nice hoodie that we got.
Great hoodies. I like the color.
Short print. Trying to wear that. Couldn't.
It's shortish print, you know.
Sweating my ass off over here.
Yeah. Sweating like you stole something.
We're back now, though. 9, I guess.
No, we are
AC
back.
kicks on at 9.
Oh, you meant like the AC.
Mm-hmm.
We got Chipper Jones set to join us about 5 minutes from now.
Let's go. He was pretty good, right?
He's all right. He's decent.
One of the best to ever put on a uniform?
Yeah, third baseman for sure. Yeah, we'll go all over the place with Chip. We'll make fun of him because he's a Florida fan for a little bit. Stetson as well. His dad obviously heavily involved with Stetson. They actually had a pretty nice little run there. Yeah, I mean, he's a Florida fan, Steeler fan. So, if I can look past that, that means we're friends. If I can look past those two things.
No big deal.
I can tell Flynn's still trying to get past the Florida part. We'll do it when we come back. Chipper Jones, lead off, hour number 3.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to KTOZBlinds.com. That's KTOZBlinds.com. K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Been doing it since 2004. That is a long time ago. That was my freshman year in college. That was many moons ago, but you don't stay in business that long and thrive like they are unless you're doing all the right things, and Brandon Barton and the team always do all the right things. They've done it for me. They've done it inside with the interior, outdoor living space, and as I tell you every single day, outdoor living turned into interior as well, because our shade drops down, cools off that whole patio area, but also it cools off the living room. It shades the living room when we're trying to watch TV, football games during the day. Go to the website, KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, summer heat, Louisiana. I mean, keep your house cool. Keep that AC pumping hard with some window coverings. Powered window coverings outdoors. 225-396-8145.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
PD, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, June 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour 3 of today's show. Chipper Jones hops on at 9 a.m., then Devin Snow at 9:15. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Goal!
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB here on this Monday morning. It is always our pleasure to catch up with our next guest. It is Baseball Hall of Famer, Atlanta Brave legend, good friend, Chipper Jones joins the show. Chip, what's going on, man? How you doing this morning?
Fellas, how we doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Hopefully you're doing well there. How's everything? I mean, you're right kind of in smack dab in the middle of baseball season, so I know you're still going out to games. Hopefully everything's going well your way.
Yeah, chasing these boys around and got 7 of them I got to keep track of. Got a couple at Auburn, got one coaching, got a couple, still playing the game a little bit here right at the beginning of the summer. But hopefully that's about to end and we can get a little lake and beach time in.
Hey, I didn't know you had a couple at Auburn there because look, I mean, you and I. And our friendship started back when y'all were playing the Padres. I was playing for the Chargers, and I had on my LSU colors. And obviously, you were rooting for the Gators. You gave me a hard time, which any good SEC fan should. I didn't know that. I mean, you crossed the picket lines, and you got some at Auburn.
Well, I mean, I go. They got to go where they're accepted. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on anybody that'll take those two and try and educate them a little bit. So they're not playing any sports. They're in the frat life and chasing some girls around. So it's I'm just glad they are pointed in one direction and focused on that direction right now.
There's no doubt about it, man. I was actually thinking about you over the weekend, and that's why I reached out to you. I was watching Stetson, the Hatters, play baseball, and I know obviously you and your family, y'all have a history with that program. You've had son that has played for the program, and man, I was rooting hard for him, Chip. I thought they were going to find a way. They had a hell of a baseball season, 41-22 on the year. They beat some Giants, and man, they're gritty. They're a gritty baseball team.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch them come regional time. The one thing about Stetson is, 1 through 9, they can play with anybody.
Yeah.
It's just that once they get to their second, third, fourth line pitchers and their bench guys and whatnot, there's kind of a drop off that bigger Division I schools don't really have. So I mean, they bolster wins against Florida and Miami and Florida State. They play against all those guys. Actually, it was funny. The pitching coach for NC State is a Stetson alum and played for my dad while he was at Stetson. So I asked him who he was going to be rooting for this weekend, even though he's the pitching coach for NC State. So it was had a lot of interest in those games down there, and they made a good showing, beat NC State the first game, but then Auburn and NC State got them.
Yeah, and you mentioned them being able 1 through 9, and you're right, and that's really like college baseball now. And look, it's always baseball is a game where anybody can lose any given day. Certainly, we know that. But now with the transfer portal, it's not just for the Giants. Like the Giants get really good players from smaller leagues, but also like players that maybe signed with some of those Giants, and maybe they didn't get the playing time that they wanted. A team like Stetson now is kind of benefiting from those players coming down to them. And you're right, like the depth might not be there, but if you just go 1 through 9, a team like Stetson, we saw it all weekend, Chipper. I mean, four seeds won on opening day alone.
Yeah, it was really kind of fun to watch. You look at the right states and the Eastern Carolinas. I mean, they're beating some of the top notch teams, in college baseball. So it was a really fun, competitive weekend to watch college baseball. In all of this, and I'm sure you're seeing this on the college football side as well. You really feel for the 18-year-old senior coming out of high school, because they don't really want to sign those guys and develop them. They want instant help, like you said, from some of these smaller colleges where they can just get the transfers in, plug them into a hole that they have, need that they have on their ball club, and here we go.
Yeah, Chipper, and talking about young baseball players, I was doing some reading, and I know you've done a little bit of coaching, a little bit of mentoring, but I did read that you are signed up to be the manager of an All-Star Futures game. Is that right?
Yes. Yep, I sure am, for the National League.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit of how that came to be?
I got to know the strategy. I mean, yeah. What are we sending everybody? Are we stealing everybody? What are we doing?
The strategy is pretty simple, Jake. It's stay the hell out of the way. I mean, these kids, they get this one opportunity to strut their stuff on probably the biggest stage that they've ever played on up until this point. And I think it's important for us to give them every opportunity to kind of, strut what they got. Yeah. Now, I'm not putting any reins on them. If they want to steal, roll out. If they want to,
let's go.
I may, Marquise Grissom, who's the manager of the American League team, and I were teammates. So, if it's close, we got a 3-0 count, I may throw the take sign on somebody or, whatnot. But for the most part, we're going to let these guys swing it and run and pitch. And the only constraints that I have as a manager in this type of situation is from the pitching side, I need parameters from each and every organization so that we don't overwork one of their guys. If the pitch limit is 20, they're not throwing 21, So that's really the only constrictions we have as managers.
Oh, man, you throw that name out there, Grissom going to be on the other side. And Flynn and I were talking about it beforehand and the old Superstation and TBS. And I'm sure you get that, those questions a lot because you grew up in like as a baseball player in everybody's homes as we were growing up, right? And so many different people.
Teams, right?
Yeah, I mean, so many different people got a chance to see y'all's great Brave teams. I mean, look, a kid from Louisiana like me became a Braves fan because of TBS, and that's way before you could get every single game, across the country on all these different networks there. So it's something that had to be, a pretty cool blessing, the fact that you knew like every night when nobody else was playing on national TV, every time y'all went out there, y'all had the chance to get, be seen from Montana to Georgia, from New York to Arizona. Like it didn't matter. The Braves were going to be on the TV.
Yeah, it's really something you don't think about when you're playing, and it really kind of hit home for me. I was actually in the supermarket, and I'm walking down the aisle, and this probably 70, 75-year-old man, he comes up, he taps me on the shoulder, and he says, "I just want to thank you."
Yeah,
and I said, "Well, what'd I do?" And he's like, "You were in our home, whether it was in front of the dining room table or in front of the coffee table in the living room or on the radio in my truck. You've been a part of my family for the last 20, 25 years. And I just wanted to say thank you for all the entertainment that you've given us through the years." And it never really hit me until you could see the honesty in his eyes. And I was like, dang, I'm sure that's pretty universal through Braves country, and really thankful that I got that opportunity. And hey, I was Plan B for the Braves in 1990, and old Plan B kind of worked out.
Yeah, I'd say that worked out pretty well. I mean, to the TBS point, like I was a professional football player, right? And I played on the West Coast, and like I was like, man, we get done at like 5. The Braves are East Coast. They're gonna be like well into like the second, third inning. By the time I get home, I'm going to get a chance to get home, get a little bite to eat. Braves are already on. It was like utopia.
All right, Chipper, we are here in the kind of the sportsman's paradise down here. So I kind of want to take it from TBS to a different channel, the Sportsman Channel. You've had a long-time show, Major League Bow Hunter. How involved are you in that still? I know the show's kind of like grown legs, and there's a lot of people on it. How involved are you in that? I know you said you got a bunch of kids you're chasing right now, so I'm sure that limits the time that you get to spend in the woods.
Yeah, I make time for the woods. That's kind of my hey, I get to recharge my batteries kind of opportunity. But yeah, I started off with Buck Commander, kind of the spinoff from Duck Commander, and rolled right into Major League Bow Hunter. I've actually been out of Major League Bow Hunter for the last couple of years, been kind of helping out with Tyler Jordan down there at Realtree Outdoors and Realtree Road Trips. So still got my foot in the door a little bit. 53 years old now, so I don't cherish climbing 25 feet up a tree anymore. I don't cherish a mile-in walk to get somewhere that I need to be. So I'm not as serious, but we still get a little footage done. I got a crew of about 4 or 5 guys, camera guys, and other guys that I hunt with that we, go all through the Midwest and try to get some pretty big deer footage. So still pretty active, and all the kids got bows, man. I got freaking deer, fake deer and targets set up all over my yard. So they're shooting at everything.
Here's a real question that Louisiana people want to know. So you've probably done bow hunts all over the place that most hunters would dream of, but have you ever been down to Louisiana in the marshes and gone bow fishing?
I have not, but I'll tell you how redneck my wife is. She has been gator hunting in Louisiana, and I have not. So she has actually done the deed, down there, not with a bow, but I certainly, it's something that I've always wanted to, but I just haven't gotten the opportunity. I've been saying I'm going to come to Death Valley and
I was about to call you out
with Hester for years and years. But I was going to ask you guys, how'd that football game go this?
I've been waiting. I mean, we're 12 minutes in,
fall.
Chip. I mean, I've been waiting
It took a
for
while.
that. It didn't go well, okay? The Gators kept the Tigers out of the SEC championship game. And look, it's been so long since you've been able to do this. I'm just going to allow it, you know?
I'm gonna. It has been a very, very long time, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to gloat. Not only that, the national championship basketball team.
That's true.
What a run they had. Licking my wounds a little bit with Florida's loss yesterday to Eastern Carolina, but still riding out high, man. You win them natties in one of the big three. You got to ride it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I actually caught up with Todd Golden last week down in Destin, and I don't think that's going to be the last one that Florida wins. I mean, he is a hell of a basketball coach, young guy too. He was a great player at St. Mary's. So, yeah, the Gator football program got one on us. The basketball program's in great hands. But, hey, they have to come to Death Valley this year. And, again, I do it every time we talk. Yeah. Open invite. I mean, you and the whole crew. Look, I got 5 kids, so I know what it means to roll deep. Yeah. You can bring the kiddos as well. We'll get you all set up and ready to go. I mean, the door is open. We'll set the Gator hunt up as well, too.
Well, if I bring all of mine and you have all of yours, we're going to have to rent out a Motel 6 somewhere close, you know, to make sure we got beds for everybody.
Need a cruise ship.
Again, I'm telling you, man, we will find a way to get it all taken care of. You just got to come down here. Because if you come down here, man, you're going to fall in love with it, and we're going to get a little bit of that Gator love out of your heart.
Bow fishing's about one of the most addicting, most fun things you can do. It's incredible.
Hey, I will say this. I want to give a shout-out to the LSU crowd, because when they came to so I had a full-time nanny, and she's from Louisiana. Yeah. And she was like, we have to go to the tailgate before the Georgia LSU game, I believe, for the SEC championship. It was the year Burrow and all those guys were there. And I went down there, and I have never had so much fun. I didn't even go to the game. You know, I went for the tailgate, and I had so much fun. I met so many cool people, and I was freaking stuffed at the end of the day.
Oh, there's no question about that, man. And I'm looking forward to SEC football as well. And it is always funny because you do follow Florida and you follow the entire SEC, but I've actually seen you have to defend your Florida fandom because Georgia fans, and I know you got love for Georgia too, but you being right there in Atlanta, man, I know you get that all the time. Like, what about Kirby and the Dogs? You can't be loving Florida.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Coach Kirby. Yeah, he's I see him a few times a year, and I'm like, man, you got another 5-star quarterback coming in. He's all giggly, you know. He's such a good dude, and he runs such a great program. All of my buddies here, I'm the only one that's a Florida guy here. So it's all Georgia all the time. I will say this, you know, I pull for Georgia quite a bit. Yeah, I think you have to, you know, when you have roots as deep as I do here in the Atlanta area, you know, you need to pull for Georgia Tech and Georgia and all the other pro teams here in the state and be loyal to them. So when they play Florida, obviously my roots take hold, but you know, golly, Georgia's got a juggernaut here, and then a little bit disappointing last year, but I think they'll be back.
Yeah. I know it is crazy. And you're right. I was down in Destin with all the SEC coaches, and people were talking about, a little disappointing for Georgia. And I was sitting there thinking, man, what a standard that Kirby has built down there, that a college football playoff loss after winning the SEC championship is a little disappointing.
Well, and you saw it right at the end of Mark Richt's tenure here in Georgia. You know, 10-2, 11-2, 10-3 wasn't good enough, you know, and that's why, you know, Coach Kirby's here now. He's instilled I can kind of relate from the standpoint of us as Braves fans. Yeah. It didn't matter if we won the division or not. It only mattered how far we went in the postseason, and I feel like Coach Smart has instilled, kind of spoiled that crowd as well. As it doesn't matter if they win the Eastern Division. It only matters if they win the SEC championship and how far they go,
right.
After that, which is it's a pretty high standard, but I kind of like trying to live up to those high standards.
Yep, no question about it. All right, Chipper, you're the man. We always appreciate the time. Again, y'all hit him up on social media. Shame him into actually coming to Death Valley. We've been talking about this for like a decade now. He's got to come. He's got to experience Death Valley. Florida's probably going to be a night game. And so, Chipper, we're going to get you here. This year is the year. We're going to make it happen. I'll take care of everything. You just let me know.
Fellas, enjoyed it. Y'all be good, okay?
All right, you as well. Baseball Hall of Famer Chipper Jones, good enough to join us here on OTB. Man, I don't want my kids to go to Auburn.
No, that's not an option.
I mean, there's worse.
There's some
worse
options out there. There's worse options.
There's worse
It'd
options.
Be all right.
Yeah.
I could. I don't want to speak. My kids are only 9. Oldest is 9.
Yeah.
Not even gonna.
Which one do you think would betray you of your 5 kids?
Huddy.
I mean, he makes a good point. You got to go where they
Huddy
get in.
for sure.
You got to go where they get in.
Yeah. Huddy would take the highest bidder, or whatever situation.
But in Florida, they're not going to Florida. Sorry.
Oh no, no. If there's 3. There's 3 that they absolutely cannot go to. A&M, Florida. I want to be sure I say this. I want to be careful here. I only got one more. You would think Alabama, but my kids wouldn't even think about that anyways.
Answer.
Clemson.
Ooh, Clemson.
Can't go to Clemson.
Those are good ones.
Can't go to Clemson. Clemson, Florida, A&M. Can't do it, won't do it.
Huh.
What's your third?
I mean, the chalk answer was going to be Bama, but yeah, I don't think they would do that either.
No, they wouldn't even entertain that.
Yeah.
And my kids hear Sweet Home Alabama on the radio. They're like, next.
Next.
Skip.
What about Ole Miss?
Ooh. No.
Not Mississippi State. I don't want to go there.
I'd much rather them go to Mississippi State than Ole Miss. Much rather. Not even remotely close. Not even a conversation.
I just don't want to go
I
there,
did not
personally.
raise a Brad or a Chad. They're not going there. And again, if you are a Brad or a Chad, that's great. That's who you are.
Yeah.
You should go. You should go there, and you can thrive. I'm not saying you can't.
Right.
But that's just not who I raised.
No Brads and Chads.
No. Like that. They've. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that before I get too deep here. Because I have some great friends, Ole Miss fans and people. Shout out Bunky Perkins.
Love a lot of Brads. Love many Chads.
Yeah.
I don't know any Chads.
I don't know Brad or a Chad.
Flynn's big in the Brad Chad area.
Oh, well, Flynn's a businessman. He's got to be big in the whole place. Like
man of the people. You got to be a man of the people.
Yeah. You didn't give us your 3, though. You said Florida.
Well, so I started saying it. Then I was like, wait a minute.
I probably
a lot of these teams are clients of my high. So maybe I gotta not say anything.
Conflict of interest there.
Any schools that aren't my high schools.
Mississippi State's head football coach.
Go.
Oh, come on. No. You can't do this to me right now.
Go. You got it.
State is swag.
Starts with an E?
No.
Last name?
No.
Dan.
No.
You got this one wrong last time.
No, I got it right at the
end. It used to be Dan.
At the end, you got it wrong, and then we revisited.
It's the only one you didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew
but
that
then
at
you
the
got
buzzer.
it.
At
You
the
got
buzzer.
it, though. At the buzzer,
He's
you
a
got
big
it.
fella. He's going to play offensive line at Oklahoma.
Starts with a J.
Yeah, big country.
Say old
Jim.
big fella.
No.
Generic, though.
Jeff.
Yep.
It's Jeff Easelman.
No, you had it.
Very close.
God, Jeff.
You know it.
L.
You said it. You literally said it.
L. Jeff.
Lamb.
Nope.
Leonard. Jeff Lano.
Man, I didn't know how you pulled it out your ass last time, and you can't do it this time.
Sometimes you blank on things.
Levy.
I mean, I kind of
Levy.
Yeah,
Jeff Levy.
Told y'all.
Jeff Lamb.
So what I said.
All right. Devin Snow when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Jeff Lamb.
Lano as well. Legend.
You got it last time, though.
Well, I kind of crammed right before the show.
It was the only one you didn't know, and you got it last time.
That's the difference between memorizing and learning.
True,
okay?
true.
Teach a boy to fish.
It doesn't take long to learn that All-Star Toyota is the best around. Buying new, leasing, renting, whatever you're doing, they've got every option available. here we are. It is June the 2nd. You've got a summer vacation planned. You know it. Flynn's got 4 of them. Right? So if you need a rental, per-day rental prices for your trip, all you got to do is pick up the phone, call Miss Lisa Sessions in the rental department, tell her what you need, how long you need it, and they are going to have it available to you.
Guess who called Miss Lisa a couple years ago because of this show?
Matt Flynn.
Your boy did.
Yeah.
Because we were taking a trip. One of our kids got sick, and I didn't want to fly, so we drove. We called All-Star Toyota. All-Star.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
We're actually locked into red beans and rice because Monday. And that means our boy Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, joins us now. My brother in Christ, Devin, how we doing?
Oh, wow. Doing great. I ain't been this nervous since the first Sadie Hawkins dance that I ever went to. I mean, I'm following Jimbo, A.J. Hawk, and Chipper Jones. Who am I following next week? Cal Ripken?
Dude, hey, I'll tell you this, Dev, and I, honest to God, I mean this. When I was putting the lineup together, it was our first show, right? New OTB, want to come out of the gate swinging. We used some of our relationships with some of our boys. Now, there's a lot of people, I swear to God, I mean this. There's a lot of people that I would have just cut and said, hey, we'll catch up with you next week. But I left you on for a reason, Dev, because you're a star, man. Star.
Well, and that's what I was going to tell you, man. I appreciate it because I know you could have had Peyton Manning in this slot. You know what I'm saying? So the loyalty.
Very
He
possible.
got cut, actually.
Yeah, I very possibly could have. But you know what? I did not reach out to him because my man Devin Snow joins us on Mondays. It's RB&R day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dude, I didn't know Chipper had 7 kids. This guy don't miss off the diamond either, huh?
Oh yeah, man. He's gosh, I mean, he's kind of like the ages are like a wide range too. Like at college
Wait,
kids.
two in college, right?
Yeah, and I think he's got one that already finished college, just finished college, like in 2022 ish. And so, look, I mean, who am I? I mean, who am I to say anything to
Devin, I walked into that interview like I don't know really anything about Chipper besides like his baseball days. I don't know what my first day here. What am I supposed to ask Chipper Jones?
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to tell Dev what you did to try to come up with questions?
Oh yeah. So, you know this there's this beautiful new tool on the internet. It's called Chat GPT.
Chip GPT?
Yeah, Chip GPT. I went in there and I said, all right, what should I ask Chipper Jones on a local sports radio show? And I took a screenshot of it and sent the group. Yeah, I got huge nerd over here.
That's John Matt's favorite baseball player right there, dude. That's the only WGN and TBS, man. You either watch the Braves or the Cubs. That's all we had.
Dude, I mean, Dev, honestly, like, I don't think I would have loved baseball like I did if that wasn't a thing. But because, like, it became you go to school, you come back, you grab your snack, you go to football practice at, like, 5, and you get back at 7, and boom, the Braves were on. And you sat down and you kind of ate dinner with the Atlanta Braves or the Cubs, depending on, WGN or TBS. But for me, at our house, like, we watched the Braves while we were breaking bread together as a family, and it became, like, part of who we were.
Yeah, one of my best friend's parents, I used to go over to his house all the time, and this is before, like, working from home was even, like, known of.
Right.
They were working from home because they loved watching the Cubs on WGN so much that they couldn't leave the house.
Was that Hunt Palmer's parents?
Yeah, no, it was I'll just never forget that. Kind of like, and I was going to bring this up since I got both y'all here, kind of like when I think of you two guys, I always go back to LSU versus Florida 2007. And this was like before social media took over souls. We had Facebook maybe. But anyway, I was 15, and that was one of the first days I ever disrespected my body. Just injecting natty lights all day long.
Oh, Lord.
It was such a memorable day. The atmosphere was contagious. It was like the most classic, like LSU Death Valley feel you can ever feel.
Yep.
Teabag Tebow was in full effect that day. I'll never forget it.
Yep.
I sat next to 2 Florida lady fans who were in love with each other, and this is like before like we were even talking about like lesbians and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like the first time I ever met one. You know what I'm saying? All in one day.
Oh
just extremely memorable day.
Taylor, is this the picture from that game?
Yeah. So Dev sent me that earlier today.
Oh, this is
Oh,
incredible,
man.
Hey, what's the inseam on those shorts?
Future
17
star.
inches.
Well, that's them cargos, Brian. Look,
Here
I'm
we
15, so I had Black and Miles, I had dip, and cigarettes all in one pocket. You can see it. It's on the left side.
Oh, my.
Well, hell,
Dude,
those cargo pants,
I gotta
shorts
tell you,
are so deep you could have put like 340s in there as well.
Dude,
the 2000s were a weird time for fashion, man. I think I had those exact same shorts.
Were those the ones that unzipped? Like you could add a pant leg as well, and they unzipped, and you could take the pant leg off?
Probably.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if those are out yet.
No, those are old. Those are Old Navies for sure.
Yeah, that was either Old Navy or Abercrombie and Fitch. I think I bought those at Abercrombie when I bought the "Kiss Me I'm Irish" shirt. Same day.
Oh, there you go, Jake.
Kiss me, I'm Irish shirt.
Oh, trust me, Jake's from Shreveport Evangel. He knows every piece of clothing at Abercrombie.
Dude, we had the whole store like just figured out. It was so damn dark in there. You had to have it figured out because you had to find your way to what it was. But no, we had it.
Did you have a rewards card?
I don't know. I didn't pay for it. I was balling on a budget.
Oh, damn.
But no, I'm sure like my mom did.
Yeah, they didn't even offer it. They didn't even offer it to me and my family. We just didn't look good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to have at least a 4-pack.
Dude, we were talking about the buckle the other day and how aggressive the people that try to get you to buy something, and like you can't just go in there and like look around. There's no looking around in the buckle because as soon as you walk in there, like you got flies on you just trying to get you to purchase something. And it's like, look, I'm all caught up on my Affliction shirts. I don't need another one, right? But the buckle is the most aggressive place in America to try to go shopping at.
Dude, shout out Affliction, man. Really had, like, I don't know what the percent was, but, like, at least I'd say 30% of the planet thinking that they could tap everybody out just by wearing this shirt. It was incredible, bro. Like, so many people were trying Camoras and stuff, like, when they were wearing that shirt. Like, it was unbelievable.
That shirt was probably responsible for many people getting knocked the F out.
No doubt.
Yeah, what was that YouTube video? What did he say? Like Jaeger bombs and dang, I can't remember. But anyway, those dudes were like, they were like the Affliction representatives right there.
Dude, it's like we grew up. We had no fear shirts. You know, you had those
Sight for
shirts.
sore eyes.
There was like a couple of different times that we can point to the shirt where like Tommy Tough Guy is going to wear that shirt, right? And he's going to Affliction. It's going to be tap out.
No
like for
fear.
me, it's like if a guy had a tap out shirt, it's like check the ears. No cauliflower ear, we're good. We can roll.
Yeah.
Cauliflower
And he
ear
was
with a
also
tap out
drinking
shirt,
Four-
you got to be careful.
And anybody wearing the tap out shirt was probably their drink of choice was Four Locos, usually.
Don't hate on Four
I was
Locos.
about to say.
The original formula, pretty good.
Yes.
But you could never drink four. You know what I'm saying?
No, God no.
That's right.
God no. Dev, I think I probably know the answer. I don't think you know exactly where you're going to go for RB&R Day today, but do we have a general area? Because we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's going to be tough. Like, and you always look, you put them out every single week, and they're always fantastic. I watch every single bit. The aquarium was like tier 1, but so was Chalmette too. Like going over to Chalmette was also tier 1. So, the bar has really been incredibly high. So do we have a general area of where we're going this week?
No, I don't, but it's only because I've been up since 5 a.m. trying to get ready, to follow up Chipper Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't really thought about it. But the cool thing about the internet is they don't remember anything. So if I went to a place on RB&R Day, 50, they may not remember it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
that's very, very true.
Go redo it. Of course, when you do something for so long, you get better and better at it.
Right.
At doing it. So it's not a bad thing to go back to some places. Like I think I did that last week with Blue Oak. I think when I first went to Blue Oak, it was COVID, so you couldn't even go in there. So I went back, did it the right way, and it turned out good. But no, I don't know. But I'm always open to recommendations. So if y'all ever got recommendations, I know eventually I'm just going to have to start traveling every week.
I was about to say, man, I know you went up to Shreveport, like a year ago, something like that, maybe even a little bit longer, but you're going to have to start probably hitting every corner of the state.
I was talking to some folks yesterday, and you're gonna hate me for this, Devin. We haven't met. I feel like we're brothers, but you're not. This isn't a good start. Like I don't like red beans.
He's from Texas.
You and Moscona.
I know. I wish I did. I just don't.
Moscona doesn't like red beans.
Somebody felt the need to tell me that the best red beans and rice in Baton Rouge is actually at a really kind of a strange location, the cafe at Baton Rouge Orthopedic Center.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
You got to be able to find some good content.
Dev,
there.
I'm about to say, Dev, I think we need to make that happen. Now I know that you're like me, and you want to throw this SOB off the set because he doesn't like red beans, but I'll allow it because he's from Texas, and so maybe that plays into it.
I can honestly say I wish I did. All right.
Okay. It still doesn't help, but okay.
I respect the game. Respect the game.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Moscona don't like them either. I don't hold nothing against y'all for that. But maybe one day y'all start practicing tradition. I don't know. What is it that you don't like about red? Like just how they taste?
It's just the bean part.
You don't like beans?
No beans. Zero beans in my life.
Okay.
No.
I started telling people that I'm allergic to it just because I didn't want the follow-up
Black
question.
beans, kidney beans, navy beans.
Yeah, no, they're all trash. It's all trash.
I do the same thing with mayo when I'm at if I go get some fast food or something. I don't tell them, hey, don't put any mayo on it. I tell them, hey, look, I'm allergic to this, dude. Don't do it. I'm not allergic, but I just, they'll put mayo on it if you don't tell them that.
Yeah, and it avoids the follow-up questions. Like, what do you mean you don't like beans? And like you did, you named every single bean you could think of.
Yeah.
Well,
like you were Bubba.
But even when you tell them that you're allergic to mayo, they still want to know more information. They're like,
yeah.
well, how is
Wait
you
a
allergic
minute.
to mayo? I'm like, hold on, dude. I said I don't want it.
I mean, that's pretty passionate. Like when you start like your career and have the following that Dev has, and it's literally hold the Mayo, you got to really hate Mayo.
Yeah. Well, and Blue Plate's one of my sponsors. That's what's crazy about all of it. But it just worked out, man.
I mean,
y'all go buy Blue Plate, baby.
I know, like in some like twisted way, like it actually makes a lot of sense that they would be
genius.
I guess.
Well, you know how the world is now. It's like everything that don't make sense makes sense.
Do you, at this point of what you're doing with your show, do you still pay for red beans?
I do, man, because I'm not loud about when I go to places. So it's filmed on an iPhone, so you really can't tell what's going on. You can't even really tell that I'm doing it. And I'm not one of them people where I go in there and I'm like, hey, let me talk to the chef. None of that, right? So I'm kind of incognito.
Man of the
now,
people.
granted, as it's went on, more people have started to recognize, realize, whatever. But I'm very low key. I pay for everything, and I mean, it's better than what I've seen from some people on the internet. They like to charge these places and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like the main thing that, like, if I'm gonna get money, I'm gonna get it from sponsors, big companies, stuff like that.
Yep.
But as far as this is for the people, man. We all embrace this tradition, other than Flynn and Moscona.
Yes. Well, hey, Dev, one of these weeks, one of these days, and I don't know because I know your schedule, we're going to have you in at like 9 a.m., and we are going to like make a call out to whoever wants to drop off their red beans and rice from their restaurant. And we're going to sit here and you and I and Alondra and Taylor, Flynn's not included, we're going to just enjoy some good red beans and rice. We can give it like a live review. That's something I've been thinking about over the last couple of weeks. And I know you're driving obviously like an hour away, but we got to make that happen.
Yeah, no, let's do that. That sounds like a genius idea. I love it.
All right, we'll definitely get that done. Follow Dev at Snow Like John on social media at Hold the Mayo.
Hey, we got to get Aaron Rodgers on this show, man. We got to figure out what's going on with him in Louisiana, bro. What's going on?
I sent it to Flynn as soon as I saw it. Look, some of us can get our friends on here, some of us can't. So
maybe we can get him. Maybe we can get him in studio with you.
I don't think Aaron don't want Dev problems.
We'd love to see that.
Yeah, no question about it. Dev, you're the man. We appreciate it, man. We look forward to every single Monday. We appreciate you hanging out, sticking with the team, man. Look forward to the future.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, there he is, our guy Devin Snow at Snow Like John at HTM Sports is the handle as well, on all the different social media. Check it out. Check out his video that'll drop later today as well.
First time I ever disrespected my body. So good. What a line.
Oh, that picture, man. Oof, we could go over 2000. Actually, maybe we will. Our 2007 fits and just critique the hell out of them because, man, that was a bad time. A bad time in fashion. All right, we got to play a little catch up. We'll do that here. More OTB when we jump back.
Off the bench.
All right, this is one, Flynn, ain't no way you can screw up Dos Equis. Ain't no way. Pool beer, check. Beach beer,
it's the
check.
perfect beer.
Ballpark beer, check. Post-workout beer, absolutely. Shower beer. Alondra, you had a Dos Equis after something. What was it?
I had a pool Dos Equis.
Pool Dos
Equis. I love a pool
Dos
Dos Equis, yeah.
I
it was
had
amazing.
This is a different type of beer that I had this weekend. I had a pre-dance recital beer.
Little nurse?
No. I mean, I wasn't
hanging
dancing.
Out? Well, I know, but still, though, like when the children are out there, you know how it is. Like, I know for me, I'm way more nervous, but
it's hot. There's nothing
Post-recital beer?
It got over kind of late. I was a little sleepy.
Being soft beer?
Being soft
Sleep beer?
Sleep beer. Dos Equis is the perfect beer. Drink responsibly. Dos Equis, go for Dos. Dos Equis, the best.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Talkers are yappers. My wife tells me I yap a lot. And she's listening, so she's probably going to confirm that right now.
I will say, now that I'm like a, big-time radio guy.
2 hours and 45 minutes in, already self-described big-time radio guy.
Big time. Like the filler words, like the word salads you got to put in, but like before and after, like it's impressive. You're doing a good job.
What do you mean?
Tip of the cap to you.
What are you talking
I don't know.
The filler words. We talking about?
Just like
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about
like
the ums, the likes, the little pauses.
Just like leaving interviews, leaving segments. Like you do a good job with it. Trying to give you a compliment.
I'm shocked.
I know.
I mean,
I'm like, where's it? I'm like, sometimes I'm like, where's he come up with this?
I mean, even when we were teammates, like I feel like I make a pretty good run, and you wouldn't give me an attaboy at all.
Well, that's all you get.
Okay.
Next subject. Fair. Hey, what a great song, Mayonnaise.
Great song.
Smashing Pumpkins. Do you remember this from 07 season?
Yep.
We would listen to this. I had an old iPad or iPod.
iPod.
We had it.
Yeah, no iPads yet.
Yeah, iPod. We had the headphones.
Yep.
And we would sit in the Lawton room before we get on the bus and go, and I'd had the ear, one of the buds in my left ear, and Jake put it in his right ear. We listened to Mayonnaise.
Yep.
You didn't even know that.
Siamese Dream is one of my no-skip albums. Like, I don't skip a single song on that album. It's freaking amazing. And T-Bob asked me to send him, like, my top 5 no-skip albums for his drive, and this is one of the ones that I sent him.
Nice.
Yeah. He didn't ask me because he knew he was going to get a lot of Usher.
Yeah.
Did you get any feedback?
Well, he hasn't. I think he's in Toledo Bend right now.
Yeah, he is. He's not driving quite yet.
Chances T-Bob, like,
I don't think
took the time to send the top 5.
Yeah.
Chances T-Bob just listens to whatever he wants. Really high.
I don't know that T-Bob will watch this show again.
Probably not.
And not because he doesn't love it, because he does.
Yeah, no, he's
T-Bob.
Yeah.
He's gonna be having stuff going on, and
he's gonna be listening to soundtracks.
And look, he's been more responsive in our old group text
I was about
than
to
he was.
say, I feel bad because he texted last night and none of us responded to him.
Oh, he did.
Well, I think
Sorry.
we were all asleep.
Yeah.
Like 11 o'clock. Like we have jobs.
You just told our age too with us sharing the headphone.
For sure.
No, do you remember they used to have like
the splitter?
Yeah, so you could put two different headphones
Yeah, we didn't
on
have
it.
that.
Yeah.
We were balling on a budget.
Yeah.
Pre-NIL.
Look, I told y'all I tried to go to Best Buy yesterday and get me some headphones, like little over the ear, kind of like you got with the wire. They don't sell them with the wire anymore.
Yeah, these are from 2009 or 10.
Sorry, the old triangle desk doesn't have Bluetooth.
No, it doesn't.
Triangle desk. So no, that's what these are from. I had some really good ones, and at the national championship game, I was down on the field getting interviews, and my SiriusXM boss like moved all of our stuff, and he misplaced them, and I loved them. I loved it, those headphones, and so I was like you. I was like, I couldn't find them, dude. I go in a drawer and I see these, and it was like, and so if these ever break,
I do eBay. I should do.
You should go eBay.
Amazon's so hit or miss.
You know, Amazon's newer. I mean, you can find some like relics on eBay.
Yeah, but quality is going to be hit or miss.
That's okay.
I
I mean,
paid
these
for
don't
$20.
These don't
yesterday.
have to be great though.
Wandra thinks
I just got to be able to hear you
What?
three. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it'd be fine.
I was saying my $20 Amazon pair I bought last night.
Oh,
You think
yeah.
it'll be dead within a week?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or like you only one, it's gonna short out. Like the wire's gonna short out. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, they come in tomorrow because we're prime. Not a big deal.
No big deal. It's fine.
So Wednesday we'll be showcasing those.
Everybody's prime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not something.
Shoot.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and take
I got
a break.
a little tease real quick. Little tease.
Okay, we have
Radio
a
guy.
plan, but go ahead.
I know, but I'm going to shatter that plan.
Okay.
I brought something in.
You did?
Me and Jake are big into sports cards right now.
We are, yeah.
And there's this card I've been hunting.
Okay.
Since I decided to take the show.
And you're going to show it when we come back?
Found it.
You found it. The
Got
Fountain
it.
of Youth?
It is here.
All right.
This is T-Bob's purple staff. Like this is.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
The
all
card
right.
is here in studio.
All right. Okay. I'm very excited because you have gotten me fully. I mean, we're
We're in it.
in.
We're
like we're gonna start
ripping-
like
ripping
the whole
cards,
thing.
ripping
So
packs.
okay. All right. I'm excited to show our listeners what card you found, and we'll do that to close out the first day of the new OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. There you can find it all, buying new, leasing,
Tough to
and
say.
renting, right? Everything that they offer when buying new, which is like everything. They have multiple trucks, multiple SUVs, vans, sedans, you name it, they have it. The best part about it is they offer it if you want to lease. A lot of people, they got like maybe one option in every category. Not the case with All-Star. Certainly when it comes to rentals, you might have 3 options total. Everything's available when it comes to renting at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
I was driving the other day and my head turned to the left. You know, you snap back when you see something passing that looks good.
Yeah.
It was this Land Cruiser driving by. I don't know what the color was. It was like a brown color. It looked amazing. I don't know what it is, but it was incredible.
By the time you get done here, we're going to let you know exactly what everything is with All-Star.
There's no doubt. Their service is great. New, used, whatever it is. All-Star Toyota.
Of Baton Rouge.com.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, Matthew, you've got 2 minutes.
All right, so we've been looking for this card.
I don't know what card you're looking for, though.
Well, I've been looking for this card.
Right, you told me you were looking for one.
This is our debut show.
Yes.
As a 4-person wolf pack.
Yes.
Okay. So Jacob Hester, Matt Flynn here.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like cards was this big until about 2 or 3 months ago. And I started looking at cards that were made. My son went and was like, hey, Dad, I want to see some cards of yours and blah, blah, blah. Saw this one card. I was like, all right, I got to find it.
Right.
Took me 2 months to find it. We got it. Check this bad boy out. You ready? Got to zoom in.
Oh, you did find one. You son of a gun.
Check this out. A dual autograph card of me and Jake.
Oh, let's go.
Check that out.
So
nice.
I sent you one where
LSU
it was
teammates.
I autographed the top, but you didn't autograph the it was like I was like, why? Like
I know there was one that there was one that your autograph and it was just me in black and white.
Yeah. So when I was talking
2008 rookie baby.
All right.
Hey, look, check this out. We're gonna put this in the front.
That's gonna be every day. All right.
Oh, man,
we
until
all
someone steals it because it's probably worth it.
Joey LeBlanc in the chat found the one that only you signed, Jake. He has it now.
Oh,
Check that
nice.
out.
Look at that puppy.
Look at that bad boy.
Nice.
Look at that.
How
Right
sweet is
there,
that?
front and center.
Love
We're both
it.
like really into cards right now.
We're
He
gonna-
got me into it. That is like a unicorn for us to find that card because I couldn't find it.
Do we have a
I
little
looked.
safe here at the studio? Because I mean that thing's worth about $8-9.
I bet it's worth 15.
I think I bought it for 12. Would have bought it for much
There
more.
was this one person like, I got an order for the
Yeah, it
Flynn
was-
Hester card we've had since 08. The hell?
No one's wanted this for
Shipping it-
years.
I'm shipping it to.
He's bidding against himself.
Ship,
I'll
oh,
just say-
actually, you don't get stuff shipped to Matt Flynn. It's Dragon.
Dragon Flynn.
Yeah, Dragon Flynn.
Oh,
That's a story.
wait, what a show!
What a show.
Love
hey,
you guys
guess what?
already.
So much fun. Let's come back tomorrow.
Off the Bench.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed.